Holy smokes, here I am again. Cheers, everybody. Welcome to Bourbon Neophyte, and I am here filling in for Live Wire Whiskey. They are just out and about today doing their thing, who knows, but I already told them, just like you know, I am not responsible. Period. End of statement. So, special welcome to all my East Coast peeps who normally never get to see me unless they stay up real late. And when I come on, usually it is 9 p.m. my time, midnight East Coast time. So they're generally already retired for the night and put a cork in their bottles and away they had went. Well, you know, Livewire trusted me to do this. And, I know they tried to get some other big name people, but honestly, they just don't have that kind of budget. So I'm sure that they huddled together, Mike and Adam, and says, hell, we can get Anthony. He'll do it for nothing. So they're right. So look, here I am. I am here and I am doing it for you all. A special person is in chat there. You can see the Jersey Piper. I've got to know him through his YouTube channel. And if those of you don't know, he has his own. And look him up, Jersey Piper. As you know, I'm getting into this little thing called pipe tobacco and a few others, but I started watching him and he and I kind of started this journey about the same time. So our understanding of this particular hobby is right at about the same level. We know nothing, but we're willing to try. So I got the link up there. I'm trying to coax him to pop on for a little bit because I've got a box opening that, well, he knows what it is, as in he knows what the acronym was, but we think Whiskey Tube is generous, particularly when it comes to sharing. Well, what I found out in the YouTube pipe community, it is the same. These people are extremely generous and particularly want to share their knowledge of different things. And so anyway, yeah, I got a heck of a sample stash in the mail, and which kind of prompted me on Saturday to do that stream, which it wasn't anything planned. As a matter of fact, Tony Two Toes had reached out to me earlier in the week and says, hey, I've got these blends and blah 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 blah. So long short is I said, yeah, we'll do a private chat. Well, then I got this box and one thing led to another, and I says, well, hey, I'm going to do a stream. So I figured it would be an hour. 2.5 hours later, then it happened to be, whiskey day and blah, 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 blah. So, well, that's how that day went on Saturday and why some people got to pop in and see me. But it was nice seeing some people that I don't always get to see, particularly from Scotland, UK, Ireland, had popped in. Other people in the YouTube pipe community joined me, and just it was a good time. I hope you all got to catch Stacy's stream where I was on there and where she just bombed me with these wonderful peated Irish whiskeys, which they were absolutely fabulous. And you heard me talk about this one at the end, the Ponchine. I had never, ever heard of that. Rested 10 weeks in a barrel and then dished up at 67.5 ABV. 67.5 ABV. Let me tell you what. I would have not pegged this thing much over 46 ABV. I really wouldn't have. On that first sip, it was something totally different. It was not what I expected. Absolutely amazing little tidbit right there, and I still have some left, but everything that we had peat in it. Some of it was so slight. When I say a wisp of peat, that would be an understatement. A wisp of peat. To Lagavulin, Ardbeg, Lafroig, just wham, peat. I mean, it went from just next to nothing that search to holy smokes, this is a chew fest of peat. Unbelievable. I mean, truly unbelievable, but yet flavorful, particularly in that last one, that punching, whatever. Wow. Absolutely wow. So drank some water, which I've been drinking all day. Went, had a little snack, ate my dinner, got some bottles sitting here. I still have my what I poured my little control whiskey there. I just got a little drop in there of Redbreast 12 sitting there. I am not going to let it go to waste, but I'm going to quickly go into chat because I got people sitting in the green room. But everything is posted up there, so feel free to join in. Hopefully the Jersey Piper is sitting somewhere where he can pop in for a few, but I just want to give a shout out to some people there. James Morgan is here. Sugar Kitty's here. Mike Franklin's here. Appreciate you all. Peter White, the usual suspects, is right. Appreciate you being here, brother. Thank you very, very much. And then, of course, we got Slapshot here, man. Cheers, brother. Yeah. I saw that comment. Yeah. We know. You're only doing what the hat tells you. That's right. The hat is in control. That's a good one, Jim. I'm going to use that. The hat is in control tonight. So if I change hats, look out, people. It's just the way it's going to be. Sugar Kitty, cheers, brother. Thank you for being here. And I'm great to see you because we don't always get to see you. And then again, my buddy Jersey Piper's in here hanging out. Appreciate you again. Really do. Z-Man, I know you're sitting there. Cheers, brother. Doug, cheers. Oh, there we go. New Mexico's represented. Cheers, Jack, man. Thank you. Oh, there he is, just coming to see if I got off on time. Mr. Whiskey shits himself. Cheers, brother. Thank you. Don't worry. I hope I don't get banned, but if I do, oh well, it happens. There he is. Mr. Grayside, cheers, man. Oh, here we go. Tennessee's in the house. Top dog. You know, I was almost going to put your shirt on today, but John, you know what? I figured I got to wear live wires today just because I'm filling in for him. You know, I got to dress the part. What can I say? That's all I could say. Oh, here we go. Ireland's here. What's up, brother? Thank you for popping in. Then we got the Deathless Dogs here. Dan, cheers. And of course, I did wash out your specific Glen because I was all out. So I had to get some. Australia's represented. Cheers, Lilith. Great to see you here. I know it's, I think it's early for you. And if I'm not mistaken, you're not home. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You're not home. There we go. I just read your post. Cheers. That's right. Tell them, Lilith, hit that like button. Oh my gosh, 21090. You know you've arrived when they show up. Cheers, boys. Appreciate you for popping in here. Always great to have you. Hey, Jay, thank you for popping in here. All of you, really, really great. Appreciate it so much. If any of you are lurking in the background, hey, do me a favor, smash that like button. And if you are new to the channel, after you smash that like button, go ahead and slap a sub over there. When you do that, click on the bell so you get the notifications. And if you decide you want to go back and watch this later, do me a favor, hit that like button. And if you didn't subscribe now, do it then and leave me a comment on there on what you liked in the video. Really appreciate it and helps the YouTube algorithm thing, you know, going on there. But also going to do something a little, I never announced it, but there is something special about today and being besides that I'm filling in for Live Wire Whiskey. That's for sure. Mark, cheers, brother. Great to see you. Mr. Hall, always great seeing all these great people pop in here. Looky here. Tom D, cheers, brother. How are you? Over from Four Leaf? All right. That's right. I really appreciate you, man. Thank you very much. Hit that like button and subscribe and help us all out. It is wonderful to have you. Wonderful to have you. And Stacy did a great job with those whiskeys that she dropped off here. I'm telling you, I just couldn't believe the different levels of peat in that. And she knows I'm a peat person. So it only made sense for her to send me these. And that last one was absolutely unbelievable. Punching. I know I asked her that 3 or 4 times, but wow, that was an unbelievable drop. And I was telling my wife about it. I go, I would have never guessed that thing at 67 ABV. Never, ever, ever. I'm telling you, never, ever. Oh my goodness, look at this guy in the house, Jeffrey Wack. Hello again, whiskey friends. Cheers, man. Appreciate you now. Yeah, that new camera really shows your highlights, by the way, brother. Let me just tell you, I know when you get those newer cameras, man, they show all the highlights in the hair and the highlights on the side. But I just say that's just a lot of wisdom coming out. Put that back on. People won't recognize me without that hat. That's for sure. Oh, absolutely. I was actually going to say, yeah, absolutely. I've got one of my stars already in the back room, so we'll get that taken care of. Don't you worry. It's live wire. We'll get it taken care of. Yep, he's turning his hat around. We'll be good. Don't you worry. It's all good. We have to get 1 or 2 of those in there. There is no doubt. I'm just scrolling through the chat here real quick to make sure I did not miss anybody. It happens. Oh, should have known Big Vic's going to stick his head in there. Appreciate you, man. If you guys don't know who Big Vic is, make sure you go and slap him a sub too. Really, really. There we go. Poaching. Okay. I'm trying to remember that. Poaching, like poaching. But I'm glad you know what it is because, man, that just was it really did. Oh, man, it really, really did. It was amazing. I don't know how to say it. It just, resting for 10 weeks in a barrel, but to taste like that, wow. Honestly, it is just, it was terrific. That's all I can say. Yeah, I know you would know. Yeah, I know you would know, but boy, the spelling is nowhere near that. But I know you speak that language, Cool Running. That's for sure. So I should have just called you out and said, "Tell me how to say this in English," you know. But anyway, all right, let's just get to it here tonight. I am going to have a little toast, but the biggest thing is that nobody knows, unless really most of us tell you or say anything about it, is that, believe it or not, my 2-year anniversary on YouTube is, guess when? Now. Well, actually, it's tomorrow, but 2 years ago, I started my first stream on YouTube. And who would have ever thought it would have continued this long and over 80 plus live streams on YouTube? Oh, he had to pop out there real quick. Over 80 lives. I haven't really gotten into the video content. Just don't like it. I like the things off the cuff. And so, but who knows what I will do in the next year. But it's been 2 years. And so, me, Livewire, Cheech, Whiskey Nose, we have all come along almost at the same time within weeks, months of each other. So I just want to say thank you to you all. I'm on my way to 350 subs, and people say, "You're not there yet." And I said, "Why aren't you more?" And I go, "Well, you know what? I'm not a socialite. I don't make the circuit. I don't do that. But I'm about 30 away from 350. My goal is 400 for my next real celebration. So hey, do me a favor. Pass this along, tell people to get over there, smash that like and subscribe button, get me up there so then we can do the 400 sub stream celebration. Everybody says, I got to do a 350. Let's do 400. It's an oddball. Let's do that one. But anyway, truthfully, cheers. Now I'm going to bring somebody on here real quick. I don't know how much time he's got. Hold on there, Z-Man. I know you're there. Hold on to that thing. Keep it cold. But I'm going to bring a friend of mine on, and I call him a friend because I so much enjoy just watching some of the stuff he does. And he's from the East Coast, and he knows I am too. So let me bring him on. Jersey Piper. He's right here right now. What's up, Kev?
I
Cheers,
made
man.
it. I made
How
it. Can you
are
hear
you?
me?
Yeah, oh, yeah, I hear you perfectly.
Yeah,
How are you?
I've never done this stream thing before, so I'm doing
Well,
good.
you're fine. You're fine. No, you're good. You
Excellent.
won't be the first person to come on and break their bubble and do an actual
hmm
live
Oh,
stream.
hang on. I forgot my hat.
Exactly. I was going to say you had a
There we
hat on
go.
earlier. There you go.
Yeah.
You, this is Bourbon Neophyte, and so when you're on Bourbon Neophyte, yep, it's a hat. It's a hat.
Yeah.
But it is not required. But you know, I can't be without one. They call me out if I don't have my hat on or a hat.
Absolutely.
Let's put it that way. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
But
I was waiting too. So I'm doing some of the Buna.
oh, you got a Boona 12. Oh, I'm gonna
Yeah.
put hold on, I'll
Ooh.
drink it with you. Get it out, people, because oh my gosh, yes. That
The
is a
wife was
wonderful
drinking wine earlier, and she's like, "You're not drinking nothing." I'm like, "Well, I'm going to have some whiskey tonight." So,
absolutely. Z-Man's even laughing. Absolutely. Put that wine away. Let me get my Boona 12. As you can tell, I've got one or two bottles around here somewhere
mhm.
in the back. But I know where it is because I was actually looking at it right here, right by the blue spot, right by the Kilhoman, right by the Glen Levitt, Glen Morengi. Bingo. There it
Yeah.
is. So
Yeah.
I have to do it since Kevin's on here. We will
I've been
drink.
watching a lot of the Whiskey Tube and getting a list of all the good stuff, and so
It's let me
we
just
went
tell
on a
you.
little whiskey hunt, and I got that. I also got the rare breed. I haven't opened this yet.
Oh, you cannot go wrong. There's nobody in here that would tell you not to pick that up or the rare breed rye. And it's an amazing drop. There's another one called Kentucky Spirit, and it is good. However, you're going to pay just a little more for it
hmm
because it's a single barrel. It's good, worth trying, and I would say worth having a bottle. But once you have that rare breed that you already got, you're going to say for $20 more, depending. It's like, yeah, it's like, but it's good. I have it. I have the
Okay.
Kentucky Spirit. I've got the rare breed, and I've got the rare breed rye. So I got
Yeah.
it.
Well,
I'm
the
there.
list, it's like pipe tobacco. The list is endless of stuff to get.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay. So let me raise a glass to you, sir. Got my Boona 12 in here and just want to say cheers. Thank you for
Cheers.
stopping in and coming over.
We've only
Cheers to
been talking
everybody in
about this
chat.
for months.
Yeah, hey. God. You know,
Nice.
this has such a nice sweetness to it and just a hint of peat. Hint in the back. And you catch it on the retrohale, and I know you understand that term. You usually will catch it on a retrohale, but the sweetness of this particular scotch is wonderful. And it's one that most of us that are scotch drinkers is like a standard to have with them. In other words, on their shelf, on their bar, whatever term they want to use. But they all know Boona 12. And if not, they will learn about Bunnahabhain 12. It is an amazing drop.
One of the first scotch I had was the Lafroig, and that's very
Lafroig?
peaty. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You got the Lafroig 10.
Yeah.
That's on a peat scale from 1 to 10, 10 being the top. Lafroig is probably a 12. Okay. So, yeah, you get that traditional peat medicinal whack you right in the teeth type of, yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Which I like. It's different.
It is extremely different. However, let me just say this, that if you can handle Lafroig, all right, if you can handle Lafroig, almost anything else. Yes, I see you, Brian, with your Lafroig there. So there's people in the background. You don't see them, Kevin, but they're what we call the back room, and they're popping in. But they are showing me their different scotches, and one guy, he's got his Lafroig. But if you can handle Lafroig, you can go to Ardbeg. You can go to Lagavulin. Okay, you can go to Kilhoman, and you will enjoy. But each one is a different peat, and not all peat is the same. But on another stream or another
fine.
chat that you and I have.
Hang
We
on.
can get into that.
I got to go over to my sidebar here.
Well, go to your sidebar, brother. You do what you got to do. Oh,
Good
look
evening.
at there. What's up,
I had
Brian?
to
Yes.
go with the hat.
There
I
is
always wear a
nothing,
hat, but I had to go with the fancy hat tonight.
nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
I don't have a studio set up for whiskey, just for tobacco, but I have the Lafroy 16.
Oh, look at this. Now, is that the PX? Is that the sherry?
I know it doesn't say that.
Okay.
But my problem is like
it's empty.
I maybe got one Glen left or two.
Well, you know what? That's a terrible problem to have. Now, Sugar Kitty says he doesn't see a lot of rare breed or Kentucky Spirit in New Jersey, but rare breed all the time.
Okay. Hey guys.
So, Z-Man, Jersey Piper, Slapshot, Jersey Piper. Brian is in Virginia. Z-Man is over in Arizona. And of course, I saw that. I knew you're bringing out the Classic Lottie. The Classic Lottie is another good one that's not peated.
You prompted it, and the fill level is off the scratch at the bottom.
Yeah, but now you can see it. Yeah, I got you. So
Great.
I don't know if you caught anything from my stream yesterday, but I did my first box opening.
No,
and
I sat in there.
I know you did.
That was cool.
But
that was cool, man.
So I got on this forum, Kev, and got one of the codgers, and we exchanged some samples. Well, I never figured that I would get such a box. But I'm going to bring this big sucker up one more time. So in there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pouches. Okay, hold on. I can't hold them all.
Oh,
9 different pouches of goodies. All right, 9. I'm talking dark flake. I'm talking some Burley Cavendish, H&H Burley cake from 2012, 2016. So this is some aged stuff. All right. And then he sent me, and I've wanted to try these, but I haven't gotten them. But the Hearth and Home, a full tin. This one. I forget the Italian guy that did it, but I was looking it up. Then he sent me another one that, whoops. Let me just, okay, there we go. Fix it. Boom. It's another Hearth and Home, full tin. And then, which I'm really excited about, was the Dunhill Flake that he had sent me in this box. So, holy smokes. I just don't know where.
You're good for a while.
Dude, I don't know where to start. I don't know where to start, but, you know, I sent him a few things from Country Squire, and I sent him a couple of tins of the brown sugar flake.
Do you put your pipe tobacco in a humidor or no?
I seal them in mason jars once I open this tin. If they're in the tin, they're still sealed like this one is, and this one has some cellophane around it. You got one? Yeah, Kevin's got one.
Yeah, I got these. I get these little. I'm trying to steer my cameras. Get these little jars. This will hold. I think I get 2 ounces in here. Maybe not even 2 ounces. It depends. Sometimes you get it's a little fluffier.
Yes,
it's a technical term. Yeah,
but yeah, it's.
So what does the jar do for it? Does it keep it moist? I don't get it.
Yes.
Yeah, it keeps out because it's a regular what they use canning jar for doing green beans or whatever. So the lid has this wax seal on. So, and it.
Oh, some people have them in jars for a year.
Yeah,
or more.
Because the idea is it holds whatever moisture it had.
So if you stick it in a bag that's open, and I gotta have a New Air humidor that's like 100 New Air 100. I put all my cigars in there, and you just like put a little piece of water in there. It'll last, 2 or 3 years.
You want to watch though with pipe tobacco versus cigars, because sometimes there's a topping on the pipe tobacco, and it can impart that flavor into your cigars. So you generally do not want to put pipe tobacco in with cigars. Now, there are some pipe tobaccos that will take cigar leaf and blend it with Latakia Red and Bright Virginias or Kentuckys or Orientals, okay? And one of them, I have a tin of it. I just didn't get to it yet, but it was a limited release, if I'm not mistaken, sorry about region, but is this one here by Savinelli called the 140. And it has some cigar leaf in it. Not only that, but Virginias, Orientals. I think it has a little bit of Perique in there, which comes from Louisiana, this particular one, but I'm not 110% sure. But so there's some that have it in there, and I just haven't. It's one of those things that with the other 15 or 20 other tins I've got, I just haven't gotten around to it yet. But when I open the tins, I will then take them and put them into the jars, unless I know I'm going to go through the tins in a month, which never ever happens for me. Because
why are they putting a coating on the pipe itself?
Putting a coating on the pipe?
Hey, you guys talked about that.
Oh, that's in the bowl. So sometimes the manufacturers will put that inside of the bowl to help with the break-in process. Some people like it, some people don't. Okay. I've had some with it on there. I'm not experienced enough to know the difference. So if you're a purist, you don't want that. But if you're on the level as myself and the Jersey Piper, yeah. Yeah.
Don't forget me. I'm new to it too, Anthony.
Exactly. Well, that's true. I forgot about you, Brian. Yeah. Wait a minute. We have a special guest with Stacy here. Look at this. Oh, look at this little darling right there.
I woke her up. She's not real happy with me right now.
I could tell the look on her face. I could see the look on her face. She's a little on the upset side. Like,
yeah,
I will get you tonight. Mm-hmm. Especially like around midnight.
Can I answer a question real quick, Anthony?
Yeah.
Somebody is asking, what am I smoking? This is a Cigars Daily, and it's off of cigarsdaily.com. They're out here in Glendale, Arizona. And that's a little Liga Zebra. With the double wrapped fucking Corona. Good shit.
Hey, Scott, I saw you pop in there. I don't want to think I missed you. Cheers. And of course, we got the flat cap Piper down there and coming and popping us. And he and I did a stream together a few weeks ago. So cheers, Raphael. Thank you for popping in there. And Mr. Bauer, absolutely. It is a great hobby, and you're more than welcome to ask questions or whatever. Text, you can email me, whatever, or get on there with Jersey Piper on one of his videos that he does. Put in something in there, and believe me, we'll do the best that you can. But you can also go to one of the forums I use called Pipe Smokers Den. That's Pipe Smokers Den. It's a forum, and join up there. And believe me, there's a lot of old codgers in there that can lead you along the way, but also there's some good posts and information in there that you can research, so you can learn a little more about this hobby and then what you like or what you don't like. And a lot of it is just like whiskey. It's going to be trial and error.
You can't go Scotch. You can't go Scotch after you love bourbon so much. And this shit, the classic Lottie, I mean, you taste the citrus off of it, but frick, it just wakes you up.
It will.
That's 100 proof.
And it certainly will, without a doubt. Without a doubt. I'm just skimming the chat because it just took off there for a minute, and so I had gotten out of there as far as I missed some things going, so I want to make sure that I caught everybody. So what is the puppy's name again, Stacy?
This is Remy.
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 Okay.
Yeah, it's a French bulldog, and we were sitting around having margaritas, and I thought that sounded French.
One of two big dogs.
Sitting around having margaritas.
Does Stacy got one big dog or two big dogs?
We have an Irish Wolfhound.
And how big?
He runs from her. She chases him around.
I got
165 pounds.
Stacy, I got a Cavapoo that's 15 pounds that's gotten sick. We had to fill it full of freaking meds. It's been rough, but
I'm sorry to hear that.
15 pounds. You love what you love. You just love what you love.
Tom
had
D,
both dogs before this, yeah.
If you're referring to this little drop here of short cross, finished in cognac
and the
orange liqueur. Yeah, that was the second to the last dram that we did. And two things I was never fond of was orange and like a mint on my notes as far as nosing goes in a whiskey. But this was very good. Very good.
Well, and you said you didn't think that drank like 66% either.
No way did I think it was 66% ABV. No way. No way in hell. I would never have picked that in a million years. And then we got the trucker here.
Pour cross as well.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I might pour that. We'll see. Right now, I'm starting with this.
Oh yeah, you got to try to. You got to try to get that down, don't you? You can't let that sit open too long. You better drink it before it goes bad. But anyway, so Kev,
yeah,
did you get that sailboat about ready to hit the water yet?
No.
No.
I think the wife predicted that correctly. It's not going to go in the water this year. But,
no.
It needs a little work.
Well, I know you were saying that before. You did a little short on it, and you said you got some work to do.
Yeah, I got surprisingly, I got it back from Levittown with the axle's rusted, so I got to replace the axle. Hubs, leaves, and then there's a hole in the keel. I can see the concrete keel, the weight sticking out. The guy I purchased this from has been sailing it like that for years, but I can't. And the scuppers leak, so every time it rains, I'm getting water inside the boat. So I got to fix that. And that's
just what you wanted, another project.
Yeah, I'm kind of crazy. It's a little boat. It's only 16 foot. I had one before. The first time I got into sailing, and I had to re-glass the inside cabin roof and everything. That was. I don't know if you ever worked with fiberglass, Matt, try to resin it up and then stick it to the ceiling. It would keep falling on your head.
Oh,
that was a while ago when I was younger, more spry.
I totally get it.
But,
sailing
we'll see. Maybe September I might be able to get it thrown in. By then, all the crazy summer people are gone, and it'll be nice and calm out in the bay.
Yeah, and you should have a couple of weeks of good weather before things turn south over there.
Yeah, and I've just been busy with stuff around the house, getting the garden going, helping my kids. Me and my son, I was just at a Rouse Creek off-road park, taking a basic course for riding off-road. So,
yeah, I heard you talking about that. So
yeah,
I'm like,
I only scratched up a couple rims.
Oh.
It's like Pennsylvania is all rocks. It's like ridiculous.
It is rocky. Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
I'm
yes,
used to like just sand.
Yep.
But,
yes.
Totally. When I actually get something done on the boat, I'll have a video.
Well, good. But I am glad that you could join and everyone else that's here and the people over in chat. Mr. Great Shot's over there. I'm sure he's got something good poured in his glass. Because he said that he was going to have maybe a little Lagavulin, or maybe he was going to have some. I think it was Ardbeg, if I remember right. Quote, help me if I'm wrong there. Oh, all right, Lilith. Lilith is flying back to home. She lives in Australia, and she was just away on business, and she's getting ready to land, so she has to sign off. So this is quite an international show, Kev.
Mm-hmm.
Just so you know.
Well, I know,
between
same thing with the YTPC. There's,
Yep.
we got a guy from South Africa tunes in.
Yes.
Yeah. Europe.
Oh no, absolutely. Absolutely. It's great.
It's amazing how YouTube, even though they have their issues sometimes, but
Oh
it
yeah,
really
we
helps
all
build
talk
it
about
helps build a community. It's great.
we all talk about that sometimes, and we even talk about Mark when he comes on. Oh, hey Mark.
Talk about me when I'm not here, and that's all good. So,
Well, it is. You're right. It's all good that we
All
talk
good.
about you, because if we talk about you, we're generally leaving others alone.
and I like that. That's a good position.
Scotch
guys.
free.
Hey, Mark.
Scotch
Hey, Mark.
free.
Stacy, how are you, dear?
Good. How are
Jim,
you?
Jim, looking good. You magnificent human being, you. There's Z-Man.
Appreciate you, bro.
Gizmo's on there stealing everything Brian's got.
Yes,
That's right.
yes, Gizmo is.
I'm just the voice. He's the
Yes,
good
Gizmo
look.
is.
I know. I bring up
And Jerez Piper,
nobody's
happy
getting
to
my
meet you,
spotlight.
sir. Never met you before. Happy to meet you.
Yeah, Mark, that's Kevin. Jersey Piper, Kevin, that's Mark.
Cheers, brother.
Oh, here we go.
That's required.
We got the man, the myth, the legend over there,
There's
Mr.
Greg.
McDonald, over there in the Carolinas.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Hi, Greg.
Cheers to you, Mr. McDonald.
Yes, yes, yes. So what do you got lit there tonight, Mark?
Tonight I am smoking a warp cigar known as the Devil's Hands.
Oh, okay.
New release from this year, and I like it a lot.
I agree with you, Sugar Kitty. That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying.
Anthony,
That's
I hate
cool.
to jet out so early, but I think the puppy has to pee.
Well, trust me, they do.
Cheers, Scotty.
Especially after they eat or drink. Yep.
Cheers, brother.
No, totally
It was
understandable.
good to see all you guys.
All right, Stace.
Stace.
See ya.
Take care,
Cheers. I'll be lurking in the background for the rest of it.
Okay.
I'll be out.
Wait a minute, you leaving, Stacy? I
Yeah.
won't be the same if you leave. I'll never be the same. You're like my control bourbon. What do I do now?
Oh, don't worry. She'll be in chat. When you see
I
her
will be
call
in
you
chat,
out,
I
you'll
promise.
know.
Cheers, Stacy.
Bye.
You see that, Jim? You got a fan.
Yeah, thank you.
Right. you
Everybody
got a
loves
fan.
Jim, me included.
That's right.
Hey, Z-Man, what'd you do all day? Hey, Z-Man, how you looking? What'd you do all day today, brother?
I drank a lot of shit. and
So
beer.
did I. I cooked about 10 racks of ribs today. Took me all day. It was a lot of fun.
I had this fucking crap.
That's the
ass
shirt. Can you
whiskey.
see the spots? Look at the spots on this shirt. It's terrible. It was so much fun, though.
Don't question what I do. Question what you do.
That's for sure. So,
I've been watching Anthony all day.
Well, if you're watching Anthony, he comes on late, but if I can catch him, man, I'm all over Anthony.
No,
Well,
Love
this is-
Anthony if I
this
can
is a
catch him.
special stream. I'm normally not on this early. You know, Livewire's got this spot, but
This is
you
why
know.
I came on. That's why I came on. I wanted to
Yeah,
say hi to Anthony. I
hey.
don't get that opportunity too often.
no, I've got a lot of people in chat that I don't normally get to, see a lot, particularly Biking Bourbon and Sugar Kitty. And oh my gosh. There is another one on there. Let me tell you.
Oh,
Whiskey
there's the boss
Knows.
right there.
Marty.
I'm
There's
telling
the
you
boss.
what, unbelievable guy right
Yeah,
there.
man. Hey, Marty.
No,
Hey, miss you,
Marty.
brother. Miss you, man.
And then,
Boy.
hey, you know what, Cheech? You have special dispensation.
Don't wear hats.
So
Yes.
you don't have to cover up your hair. You
There we
just
go.
come on.
Now all of a
That's
sudden,
sure.
Cheech.
There,
All
I'll
of a
wear
sudden,
an
I look
extra
like
hat for
Grease.
Cheech.
Now I'm Grease, Cheech. There you go, Cheech. Now I'm Grease.
Oh, geez, here we go. Grease. That's
No,
what we
great.
would need to pop on here now.
You know everybody loves Grease, Anthony, right? Everybody.
Oh,
Loves
everybody loves Grease.
Sure.
Who doesn't know him? Yes, that's for sure. He is
Yes,
the
Scott.
life of the party. He'll tell you. Yeah.
Brian and Mr. Piper along with Anthony, have the best hats for the night so far. Me and Jim and Z-Man might be lacking to that quality.
Jim's got a good hat on. What are you
Oh, yeah.
talking
Yeah.
about?
Oh, there's the Jimmy. Oh, he's got the Jimmy Puff. There's the Jimmy Puff. Sorry, Jim. Yeah, there it is. I exclude that, Jim. You're right up in there, Jim.
Hey, Jim's hat is flat cap Piper approved.
Yes, he is.
Yes.
Around where I come from, they call them the Jimmy Puff.
Huh.
Little puff in the back, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's got it.
Yeah, it's funny. I saw you guys pull out the Frags, and I'm like, because I was this close to buying a warehouse one, then I went, I don't like buying Scotch today.
Well, you didn't. You needed to buy that cartridge.
6-year proprietor tonight.
Nice.
Oh, lucky 7.
Yeah, a little
right.
6-year proprietor, not too bad. It ain't the 14-year, but it ain't bad.
They're getting desperate if they're doing 6-year proprietors.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can't find this shit anymore. Hard to find.
Hey,
I mean, they started at 14 and now they're down to 6.
you know what, Tom D? We appreciate you. You just come as you are. We have what we call pub style type of chats that we just post the link. You come on, you come as you are. We discuss bourbon, we discuss Scotch, we discuss Irish, cigars, cars and bars, motorcycles. We don't discriminate. We don't.
Welcome, Tom D. Welcome, brother. We hope to have you back. Welcome. I hope you enjoy the stream tonight. Welcome, brother.
But we can't guarantee anything that happens. We just can't do it.
No, you're liable to hear anything. That's the truth.
Or you might hear nothing of use.
You could.
Of use. That is for
All right,
sure.
I can't stand this. I feel like I should have a country Jim stick in my mouth or something. So
There you
here
go.
we go. There we go.
There we go. Now you're looking a little better. I mean, as far as better could go for you, Mark, you know.
Yeah, I think so.
But I figure if I have a couple more of these, you'll get better. But anyway.
Great summer day today, man. 10 racks of ribs, some little poppers on the smoker. Man, it was a great day. A lot of fun. Family, about 18 of us together today. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. This is what summertime's all about. And then to top it off, a stream with Bourbon Neophyte. Let me tell you, man, it don't get any better than that.
Hey, I'm laughing because Tom D just asked the wrong question. You don't want this panel to stand up. You should have never said that because you may never see out of those eyes again, or particularly once you've seen what you could see, it can't be unseen.
Well, I'm wearing shorts, but no underwear, Tom D. Just so you know.
See, too much information already. Too much information already.
No.
I know. It's just, I told
Livewire, like, what did I watch it for?
I'm not responsible for what's going to happen. It could go anywhere.
Brian ain't got no underwear on either. I know it. I know Brian. He goes commando. He ain't wearing no underwear either.
As long as you don't end up like the shelter stream did last night.
Oh,
You don't know me, Mark.
completely off the rails. Like that was so far off the rails you couldn't find it.
I'm
yet.
properly covered.
There you go.
That's
Brian's
right.
properly. Mark, we have a different definition for Jimmy Puff.
Oh no.
That's awesome, Greg.
Oh, here we go. 6 hour. Cheers, man. Nice to see you. Appreciate you popping in. And Sugar Kitty, it's probably good they already are.
Sugar Kitty's my hero.
Yes, he is. He's everybody's hero. That's for sure. That is for sure. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. You guys ready for this guy? Again, like I said, I am not responsible
Can't
for
wait.
who I let on here. So brace yourselves. Bam.
There he is.
Great job.
There's
Right.
my brother. There's my cigar brother right there, man.
That's right.
How you
From
doing,
another
brother?
mother.
Cheers to you, man. Cheers to you, Mark.
Cheers.
So what's going on down there in the great state?
Nice and cool today.
Really?
A little cloudy, you can see.
I see that. We actually had that yesterday here, and we thought it was going to rain something fierce, but it did. 3 miles the other way from me. I mean, it rained cats and dogs. I got nothing but the lightning, the thunder. But that's just how it is in Vegas.
Yeah. Well, that does that around here too. You know, it might rain in
Yep.
Austin, but not rain where I'm at right here. You know, which is only I can see Austin from where I'm at right now. So.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Floating balls. Oh, are they out there? No, they're
Not
not
only
out there right
floating
now.
balls. Uh-oh.
That's right. Make sure
Nope,
everybody smashes that like button.
No
Always
lit up floaty
appreciated.
balls,
That's for
Let's
sure.
see. I may have to toss them out there. I don't know if they're charged.
huh?
So, anywho, so I already know Kevin's still got a little Boona Hobbit 12. Brian, did you finish your Lefroy, or are you still on it?
I've got a little bit of Lefroy left.
Okay. Jim,
Gotta
I know
figure out
you're
what
on some
next will be.
Irish. Mark, you had the Lucky 7, right?
Yeah, 6-year proprietor.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
I got the Lagavulin 16 right now.
Yes. You were.
Jim doesn't know what he's
that
drinking.
earlier.
He don't know. Jim, what are you drinking?
Me?
He's got
From
the.
the Teeling Black Pits.
I was gonna say, was it Teeling? Yeah.
Healing Black
like
Pits.
Black Pits.
Mm-hmm.
Mark,
So
you
if you
ever
get
had any of
people-
that? Black Pits? You ever had any of that?
No, sir.
Me neither.
I've had a Teeling, but it wasn't the Black Pits, I think.
I have. You know what? You're right. I have had a Teeling. That's right. You're right. I have had a Teeling.
It's a peated single malt Irish whiskey finished in bourbon and Sauterne wine casks.
There you go,
Oh.
brother. Man, you so
Oh.
Then I'm going
dude.
back to Scotch.
Jim,
just
you're so
poured
bougie. You're such a bougie dude.
Bougie.
Yeah,
Without-
Jim's bougie. Jim's kind of bougie.
Oh yeah, he got some good taste.
I didn't even
Yeah,
try how
man,
bougie this one is. It's signed by the master distiller.
Oh well, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah, I should just get off then. Damn.
Damn.
Bougie
Shut up,
scored
shut up,
100
kid.
points right there. Signed bottle, 100 points.
Tropical and delicious. There you go. And that's per the expert.
I don't have a
Here.
signed bottle from anybody, Jim. Nobody. I got to get me one of those. Maybe I can get Big
I
Vic
got
to
lucky.
sign
It was
that
on the top of the
Westmoreland.
store when I went through because he had just been there for an event, and they left it on the shelf for someone to find. Happened to be me.
I'd like to
Oh,
get
look
Big
at
Vic
there.
to sign that Westmoreland I got. I'd like to do that. That'd be great.
Definitely bar.
Yeah, man.
All right, I'm back in Anthony's comfort zone.
There you go.
Some more.
Bamore, yeah. 15.
Pretty good
Is that
stuff right
cherry?
there.
That is.
Mhm.
It's an older,
look at
it's
this.
an older bottle. It still
Oh,
says.
go on,
says
kitty.
Man,
dark.
look at you guys go, man.
I know. Hold on there, Brian.
Man, you guys are on a roll.
I'm a guilty. Oh, it's one of their. It's one of their.
It's one the
one of the
DC
collabs.
rugby team
Yeah, I
actually
like that
picked
Old
it.
Glory.
Oh,
Yeah, Old Glory.
Very nice.
What's better than Old Glory?
So, Bauer, you know what? When you're talking about, you're thinking about getting into some pipe. I would honestly tell you to pick up like a Missouri Meerschaum. Make sure it doesn't have that damn filter in it. Pitch that sucker. But get one without it. And then go to the Country Squire. You can do it online, the Country Squire. Pick yourself up a couple of ounces of Old Toby. And then go into their Middle Earth series. And I think Old Toby is in the Middle Earth series. Go in there and look for a non-aromatic, because the Old Toby is an aromatic, but it's one of the few aromatics I like that's not soupy. And then pick out one of their other non-aromatics in that series. I don't know why. Oh, Kingsfoil is one. It's a Virginia and Kentucky blend. So like red Virginias, bright Virginias, Kentuckies. I don't know if it's dark or not dark fired. I don't know if it's which Kentucky exactly it is, leaf. But two nice ones to compare and contrast that are reasonable as far as like $5 for just a couple of ounces. So you can't go wrong with that. And it's a great little brick and mortar mom and pop type shop to patronize, and well deserving of people's business. Sorry, just had to get that in there because I know he asked that, and I was waiting for a moment to get that in there.
If it's
Because
a
I believe in
Kentucky,
supporting certain brick and mortar businesses, because They're a dying
do I.
breed, particularly like your local tobacconists and stuff like that you go to. Yeah, you might find a few things cheaper online, but you know what? If you want that personal service or to be able to go in there and someone to call you by name, well, I won't get into what they might call you, but anyway, you could do that.
Corn
Yeah,
cob.
I know you picked one up.
That's my newest one.
I know you picked one up. Does that have a filter in it?
No.
Good. And that looks like a Missouri Meerschaum.
It is. That's my other.
And that,
the Crown
now is that-
Monarch.
That's sharp right there, Brian.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
That's
Now,
sharp.
which one was that again? The Monarch?
It's a Crown Monarch.
Yeah. Yep. But
Well, I'm going
Meerschaum,
to differ with Anthony on the filter because I put a filter in my Meerschaum. I took out. They give you one with a paper. And I use a 6mm charcoal filter. For me, the corn cob, the draft hole is so big, and I just draw so hard. I was always getting tongue bite, and then I started using the filters. Even on my briar pipe, I use a 9mm filter. Where am I at here? So, but I watched so many videos on using filters, not using filters, and it comes down to personal choice. And I know guys, I don't smoke. I only smoke my pipe like twice a week. So the expensive filters don't really bother me. I know some of the other guys are smoking, 14 pipes a day. So yeah, of course you don't want to be buying, they say you can. I usually only use a filter one smoke. They say you can maybe get 2 or 3 out of it, but.
So this is one that I picked up. It's a Missouri Meerschaum, and I could have swore when I clicked on it, I said no filter, but of course,
yes,
there it is.
Certain models don't have filters, and some do. Yeah.
And you know what? I can't stand these things in here, so I've never even tried it on here. I have some just in case.
I don't use that paper one. I put a charcoal filter in.
Well, maybe it's better, and I'll try it. But one of the reasons why I like these a lot, I like the brand. They've been around for over 150 years, and they don't ghost as bad. They can. They won't ghost near as bad as a briar if you get a strong non-aromatic, maybe strong in Perique, Latakia, like a Lakeland tobacco is very floral and can leave that scent, let's say, in a pipe. Now, a cob doesn't necessarily hold it. Can it ghost? Absolutely. Depends on, like I said, the type of tobacco that you do use. But that being said, they're economical enough that if you spend $10 to $20 on it, if something dumb happens like that and you can't get it out, you can get it out to the trash and just get another one. Then and people have heard me say before that there are a lot of people that will dedicate certain pipes to specific blends only. So if it's a goopy type of an aromatic, it will be one pipe. So is it Captain Black? They have a grape that is just.
They used to, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It was just like, well, my analogy, soup. Everyone talks about it. It would ghost a glass pipe. I'm being sarcastic, but it was unbelievable. So they dedicate certain ones to certain things. I am not that dedicated. However, I do have a Peterson system pipe. It's a pub pipe. I will only put non-aromatics in there, like English blends, Virginia, straight Virginias, Cavendish that doesn't have a cherry topping or something like that. Now, toppings are different than a full aromatic. A topping could just be a coating of true like maple syrup, but it's very light. A topping could be just brown sugar, literally. But when you get into aromatics, it's like dipped in maraschino cherry juice and sat there for days, So it's soaked up and then dried to a degree and then portioned out. So it's an analogy just so you understand what I'm talking about when I talk about soupy aromatics to a regular aromatic to a mild aromatic. So, like I said, I am not that diehard, but one of the things I will always go to is this. If it says it's a mild aromatic or has a topping, and it will be the first one that I would use it in order to gauge what it's like. And then when I gauge it, a lot of the times after I have that first bowl and I get down to maybe halfway, then after I get down halfway, I go, okay, this is going to pair well with some smoke wagon. This is going to pair well with this Buna 12 because of the flavors that I will get out of it. And some are very fruity, as I'm sure Evan and Brian can tell you, that you get fruit out of it. Some of them are very, when I say dark fruit, you get really juicy type dark fruits out of certain ones, and they're not necessarily an aromatic. So when you get into the Virginias and stuff like that, you get a lot of citrus notes on that particular tobacco that comes out of it. So I'm learning as I go how to pair it with some of this, swill that I have on these shelves here and the other stuff I've got in the other room or the floor all around me, because who doesn't have floor whiskey? Right, Jim?
Yep.
Exactly. If I have it on the
Jim's
floor,
always
I don't
got
have to
floor whiskey.
reach. Yeah, I don't have to reach for it. But it became an interesting hobby. And one of the things that like I said, in my travels, that's how I discovered Kevin. Because when he popped on and he was doing his reviews, he's kind of like we are, or he kind of like me when I do mine. It's off the cuff. It's truly raw and natural. No bullshit. It's either good or it's bad. Thumbs up, thumbs down. He's doing the same thing I'm doing. We're searching. We're trying to figure this stuff out. And still, all of us are in the same boat when it comes to this stuff. We're still searching. We're still trying to figure out. We can all get into this and talk about bottles and go, I'm still pulling notes out of this bottle like it's just coming out of my ass. I don't know where these come from. But, you find these different notes out of the blue sometimes. The more you sit with a whiskey, just like a good tobacco, and let's just turn it around to cigars. Right? Sometimes you've smoked this cigar over and over again, and then there are certain nights you're sitting there with the tide is high, the moon is full, the wind is blowing across the ocean just at the right angle and coming through, and all of a sudden the dram in your hand with the cigar you got in there, you're going like, holy crap, this thing has never tasted so good.
Let me tell you something. That man's got a romantic fling that I really, really like.
I knew you'd like that. I could see that little glimmer in your eye there, boy.
Damn, that was good. I like that.
But that's how it goes, right?
It is.
Exactly. Yeah. Hey, Sugar Kitty, I'm just happy that you were still up now. So, cheers.
He never stops. Sugar Kitty never stops. He goes for
and
hours.
Make sure
and
you
hours
tuck those cats in first. Remember what happened last time you forgot about them. That's all I'm going to say.
Hey, Anthony, let me ask you a question about Anthony. Let me ask you a question about pipes.
Yeah.
So when I'm, hey John.
Hey John.
Hey, so when I'm having the cigar and the bourbon, the palate for me, other than the the palate as well as the nose give me my flavors, right? So when I'm having a bourbon with a cigar, is it different with a pipe tobacco that you use the palate more than you do the retrohale?
No. The retrohale is as important in your cigar as in your whiskey. And that's what I was telling Stacy. I said, you know what? On the retrohale, I was picking up the peat on some of them. because they were so slight. I wasn't getting them on the actual palate as in the taste, but on the retrohale, all of a sudden it's like, oh, there it is. There it is. Because the first one, if I remember correctly, was finished in a Lafroig cask. So in my head, Lafroig was prominent. But when I sipped that whiskey, I got nothing. It was the second sip, the retrohale, all of a sudden I got that, hey, there. But as far as the senses go, the palate and the olfactory are extremely important in you figuring out that taste. They go hand in hand. So on pipe smoke, you're not inhaling just like cigar smoke. Okay. Yeah. You're drawing it in, you're allowing the smoke to fill your mouth. Yep. And you are exhaling slowly. And when you exhale slowly, you also will do a little retrohale.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it's like the flavors just come alive.
In the retrohale, they do. You're right.
No different.
For a cigar, I know that's true. Yeah.
No different in pipes. Okay. No different. But there are some people that don't understand or know how to retrohale.
Oh, yeah, I do. I do know that. I just wonder what it was like with pipes. With pipe tobacco, it seems like cigars sometimes can be intense with a retrohale, depending on what you're smoking. But I don't smoke cigar. I don't smoke. I don't smoke pipe tobacco. I wondered what that differentiation between the two might be.
So let me reach for something here. Hold on. I got some tins that just aren't open, but I'm just going to reach down here. So this is an aromatic, which I haven't touched yet, but it's just one that I just had to have. I think, don't you have this one, Kevin?
I do not.
Okay, I thought you did. Taste of Temptation. It's a Sutliff, but okay. Neither here nor there. So this one here is made by Cornell and Deal. It's a small batch release called The Beast. So this one is, by all intents terms, called supercharged. My say, it's 51% Louisiana Perique, and that's one of the stronger tobaccos that you can get that packs a punch, but also has a good nicotine hit to it. Okay. Let me get my eyes focused on here because I will tell you what's in it here in just a moment. But I know it's 51% because that's the talk. Yeah. 51% St. James Perique, Red Virginia Cavendish, Black Cavendish, and Dark Fired Kentucky. So that's the leaves that are blended together to make this limited edition release. And
I love the Dark Fire. I remember hanging it in the barns and, lighting all the fires for that to smoke it and everything. It's awesome.
It really is that true campfire flavor. And how I reckoned it is everybody, I don't know if you all have had it, but I have up there, I have the campfire from, oh my God, I can't believe it. High West. God, I couldn't remember the thing.
High West, yeah.
And everybody talks about, thank you, Brian. That's it. See that one right there, Kev? It's called Campfire by High West. If you can find it for 70 to, let's just say $75, give or take, it's a definite buy. But people talk about how that was such a campfire. Just, oh my gosh. So, of course, I bought it. And I was like, wow, you know what? It's good. But where's this big hit of campfire? Now, that Dark Fired Kentucky, that leaf, ba-woom.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. It is like there and now. I mean, that truly tastes to me like the campfire you're talking about. That truly is. The smoke is thick. It's rich on there with that in there. And I'm trying to remember the one that, was it Penny Farthing? I think is what it was. Penny Farthing. Is it over here? Yep, here it is. So this one is a GLP's. It's called Penny Farthing. And it has Virginias in it. It has Perique and dark fired Kentucky. And it's a shag cut. So it is nice. I actually like a shag cut. The smell is very earthy. And other people say, oh, it smells like a barnyard. Okay, we call that earthy, people. We call that earthy. But I'm turning it there. You can see the leaf in there. It's very, very fine. It's just, I don't know how else to say it if people can actually see it, if it's good. But anyway.
So, hey, Anthony, a question.
Yeah.
The density of the pack in the actual pipe, does that have an effect for you on the actual flavor notes, density of the pack?
What will happen, and Kevin or Brian, jump in, but if you pack that too tight, it'll be like trying to pull a pea through a straw.
Okay.
That's what will happen.
Yeah.
Now, different tobaccos, you will learn when you pack that pipe, you want to gravity feed it first, and then take your tamper. All right, take your tamper that you have, and I have a custom made one out of olive wood that is tremendous, that somebody had sent me, that comes with papers and everything because it came out of Israel, that wood. But you take your tamper after you do it, and you don't beat it like you're tamping down patchwork in a street if you're putting some hot patch in, but you just let the weight of the tamper just hit that, just so. And then go ahead and pack the middle part of your bowl kind of semi soft to medium, to where you're pushing your finger down in there. All right. Because you want to get some compaction in there. Then when you do the last part of your bowl, that's going to be a little harder. But in every time you're doing it, you're checking. Because if you get it too tight, now you got to dig that shit out. And well, you do, because it's not going to be any good. But
yeah, you won't be able to draw.
You want to get the top part corner, so you want to get that ember just like you do on a cigar. So once you pack that, and there's different ways, you'll learn that. It's a trial and error thing. And nobody, and Kevin and Brian can even say, nothing says you have to pack this thing to the brim every time. There's no rule that says in order to smoke a pipe, you got to have that coming out the top and you got to punch the shit out of it to get it out. There is no rule that says you have to do that. That's a farce and so on and so forth. You put whatever you want in there. And again, you pack however tight you want, but think about it. You're not trying to pull a pea through a straw. You want to enjoy it. So when you do that, when you pack that and you do it that way, when you
I heard one guy said, like, drinking a soda through a straw, that's the amount of air draw you want.
That's a good analogy. So you will have some resistance, but it's still going to be smooth. So just like your cigar, you toast the foot of it. You don't burn it, because then you're burning leaves. You toast it slowly.
Yep.
All right. Your char light is what they call that in the beginning. So you make that initial first light and you'll see it puff up, and then you'll take some hits off of it to get it going. And then people say you're going to give it a haircut, and you just take your tamper slightly and give it a touch. You're not putting any weight on it. You're just pushing the hairs down. Relight that sucker. Give it another good couple of puffs. Let it go. And then again, with your tamper, just give it another touch. Puff it a little bit. You might need a third light, but you want a nice ember. And then sit back and sip, because it's a process. It's like when you come home and you're like, what whiskey shall I have? What do I feel like tonight? Right? What do I want? You've thought about this. So you go through the process. So you pick a whiskey and then you think, oh, what cigar would I like? No different. Or after a meal. So it's all about the process. It's all about the preparation, the things you're doing to get ready for this. It's almost like a ritual. No different than a cigar. You just have a different implementation to dispense your tobacco in order to use it. Excuse me. So it's a lot of pageantry, and that's what I like to use, but getting up to that actual event.
No, I think you make a good point there. That's a great point, the pageantry of it, because I'll tell you, the cigars, I mean, I smoke a lot of cigars, and these cigars, I'll tell you, how they're packed can have a great, great influence on how I feel about each cigar.
The only thing I can say is he's the pot calling the kettle black, isn't he? Nerd alert. I can't understand why he's not here. The link's up there. I mean, come on.
As long as he's not wearing
just once he gets
and
low.
you know we're all going to call him out now. So make sure we all go over when he streams, and we're going to call him out if he's not on here, just because we can do that. It's Trevor. Anyway,
And those that
so
watch
it is.
the third thing saw way too much of Trevor last night.
Is that true? Can you see too much of the wrench?
Well,
Sometimes.
I mean, I think he'll disagree with you, Brian. Come on.
I saw too much of a lot of
There's
whiskey.
parts of him I didn't care to ever see.
Now, you definitely
Well, that
have to
could be
come on,
true. Now, Brian, that could be true. There are parts
because
of
I
any
told
man you take care
Livewire-
not to see.
I told Livewire I am not responsible for what happens on this stream because they weren't here to fill this spot. So bring that Mankini on, because you won't be the first one to appear live on the stream.
I'm sure
in a
that's true.
Mankini.
I'm sure that's true.
I mean, old man Joe's butt is pictured across the internet for sure because of what he
I
did.
didn't know that. I never saw it.
Well, thank goodness.
Count
You'd be
yourself.
blinded.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not saying I want to. You're right, Anthony. I don't want to, but I didn't
Yeah,
know.
that was something that should never be seen again. And
Fair
I
enough.
couldn't get enough bleach in my eyes to get that.
Yeah,
out.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But so there's pageantry involved. There's thought involved. There's process involved. But then when you get that dram, when you get that tobacco, and you have that moment that you're sitting in your backyard or you're sitting on your patio, your front porch, wherever that particular time may be, and all you're doing is having that bit of tobacco and enjoying that dram, and the only thing you're thinking about is, am I going to have a puff or a sip next? And you're just enjoying that moment at that point. And what's wrong with that? Nothing. Nothing. And I'm kind of like Kevin. I don't have a pipe every day or every week. If I am, it's on the weekends. You know, when I'm sitting around, now that I'm going to be heading up to camp more on a regular basis, I'll bring something up there because that's a perfect place to have a bowl or two and just sit there and have some whiskey and relax. Because there I'm not thinking about, okay, I got to come home. I got to check this at the house, or I got to do that, or, oh, I got this to do at work. I got that to do. You know what? I don't care. You know what I'm saying? And that's these blends, these cigars that you guys have, this pipe tobacco that some of us have. That's the release we get. And also, how many of you research your cigars before you buy them? You go, oh yeah, I heard about this. Oh yeah, look at this wrapper. It's a Dominican. It's this. It's that. Well, you know what? You may, you may not. But some people will and go, oh yeah, I want to try that combination of short and long filler with Nicaraguan this or Honduran that. You know, because they've heard the combination is pretty good. But once you figure out what you like, and myself, Kevin, and Brian are probably still in that, and I know I am, of trying a multitude of different things to figure out what's the blend that we primarily like. And so, you know, you're trying different things. You're kind of a little bit to the left, you're a little bit to the right, and then you're fiddling in the middle, and then all of a sudden you hit one out to right field or you hit one out the left field, and you go, what the hell was I thinking?
No, it's trial and error. It's trial and error, because even if you watch reviews, everybody's palate's different. So a tobacco, somebody might be like, this is the greatest thing, and you try and you're like, this is crap. You know, like I haven't really liked Virginias. Yeah.
Well, we say that about whiskey all the time. all the time. Now, we have consensus that there are some absolutely phenomenal whiskeys out there that we all can agree that, oh, absolutely, we love. But then, you know, Mr. Great Shot might say, you know what? I've got this Still Austin cask strength special release down there. Holy smokes. What the hell were they thinking? This stuff is crap. But then you got Mark Mason. He's sitting there going, what are you talking about? This stuff is so damn good. I went and bought a case of it. Taste is subjective. Your each palate is different. Yeah. But they all know when it comes to that Still Austin cask strength, just either the flagship, their initial release, or their everyday cask strength, it's a phenomenal whiskey. That's the whiskey that turned me back to Texas whiskey.
Oh yeah,
I was dead set against it. Well, I know you told me about the release from the distilleries.
Oh yeah, the Nancy picks and stuff. Oh, those are great.
But you see what I'm saying?
They're having a cask strength rye coming out shortly, and I'm definitely getting some of that. So,
taste is very subjective, and we all talk about this continuously. So I enjoy this type of open discussion about not only just whiskeys, but the cigars, the pipe tobaccos, the different finishes. And pipe tobacco is the same. It may have that slight topping on it. It may be an aromatic, so it may have some other goop on it, pardon my expression, but it's just an expression. But it's finished differently. You know, there are some that are, let's say, like an English blend. They don't generally have anything on it. It's a rich, full-bodied smoke, medium to full, like a cigar, in which I prefer medium to full on there. So
like a Maduro.
Oh yes, you know I don't.
More the Connecticut.
I don't mind a Connecticut in the morning. Let's put it that way.
Yeah,
a nice Connecticut wrapper, something like that in the morning is fine. Really, I don't care. It could be noon. It could be night. I don't. But if you're asking my preference, I prefer that in the morning. But when I get more towards the evening, it's a beautiful Maduro, like a. I don't know if they even still have. They still have little Gloria Cubanos out. Yeah, I know. I'm thinking like
Mark would know.
I'm sure they do.
I'm just an old Kentucky boy. I don't know.
Well, I know you roll in the fields,
and you know, I've hung it up in the barns and all that kind of stuff. But
I
don't know a lot about the actual.
It's not. It's not much like. It's a lot like whiskey. You smoke what you like, man. That's kind of what it is.
Exactly. And eventually you'll get there. And the best thing to know is don't worry about the FOMO.
Yeah.
Don't have that fear of missing out.
Oh yeah.
It's easy to get caught in that trap. I did a stream on it. We've all talked about it here, particularly the people in chat and stuff right now, of getting that next great bottle, getting that next great thing, because it's a lot of talk. But we've all picked up certain things that we got and go, man, everyone's saying how good this is and got to have this, got to have that. But then all of a sudden you get that sucker and it's like,
hey, T-Rob.
What the hell was I thinking? Hey, T-Rob. Cheers, man.
Oh, man. Got to get something in the glass here.
Get something in that glass.
Man, I can't believe how light colored this Ardbeg is. It's crazy.
Which one you got? Because I've got the committee release.
This is just the Ardbeg 10.
Oh, that Ardbeg 10 is phenomenal.
It's good. It's really light. I like the Ugadal.
Now that Oogie is wonderful. Hold that again. Is that the Weeder?
No, this is the High Rye Bourbon.
Oh, okay. The originals. I see it now. Yep. Sorry.
No, that's fine.
The Weeder has a dark wrapper around it, right?
Yeah, I hadn't seen the Weeder around here yet.
They're hard to find. They're out there, but they're hard to find. Yeah. That one that you got, I think, is their new everyday.
Yeah, that Origin series.
So, yeah. And I'll tell you what, if you can find that one on your shelf that T-Rob had by Bardstown, that's a definite nice one to get. It's the Bardstown Origin series. They finally are putting out their own distillate now, and it is off the hook. I can no longer get it here in Nevada. They stopped distributing here, or the distributor here stopped carrying it. But I know enough people that come out here that I can get it anytime I want it. So
I'm
that's
with
the
you, Ben.
plus there for sure.
And
I bet you need the rye, Marty. I am sure of it. I am sure of it. Oh my goodness. Mr. Andrews is in the house.
Hey.
Cheers, man. And then we got Mr. JD Bourbon Approach all the way over there in Lithuania. Cheers, man. It's 5 a.m. Yeah, I was going to say it's got to be early in the a.m. for you tomorrow for us. But cheers, man. Thanks for waking up to us. And I hope you got your Bourbon Neophyte mug full of tea.
There you go.
Well, he actually has one over there. I sent it to him, not there, but when he was home, he took it with him. So that mug's got a lot of miles on it. That mug's got a lot of miles on it. That's for sure. But yeah, I mean, I enjoy these types of discussions when we get into these cigars and we get into these whiskeys and stuff like that, and doing a nice deep dive into it, regardless of your knowledge. Everybody can contribute something in some way, shape, or form. So, you know, Kevin, like when I do these streams like this, that's why I like to open it up. And these guys know they don't need me to tell them to click on the link and join. They have an open invitation to always come on. Same as you. You are no different, Kev. Just so think about that. You absolutely can. And if Jim is streaming on his Pitch Hitter Whiskey Lounge and you see his link, you would be more than welcome to join him on his stream, because he does the same thing. And if you heard me earlier, I'm doing my 2-year celebration on YouTube today. You know, over 80 plus live. And, it's just an impromptu thing.
Absolutely.
I don't have a special stream. I just thought because everybody's going to be here, what the heck? I'm just going to say, hey, I'm going to make it this. You know, what the heck?
This is one thing that's different with the whiskey tube that I haven't seen yet in YTP.
And that's what I'm trying to do this same thing, Kevin. So
he'll do a live stream with a chat, but they don't have people join in like this.
Well, but this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm working on. And I had the flat cap piper on. Now we'll get him on with you. And then maybe, let's just say the Spurgeon piper or somebody else like that. And then we start to have these discussions with us newer guys with some of the seasoned codgers. And we have these open discussions and just this same thing. And share a dram or a glass of iced tea. Nobody here cares. The only thing we're just talking about is whiskey and smokes. You can just sit there and drink iced tea all day long. No one's going to say boo. Nope. And I'd be the first one to say if someone did, I'd boot them off the stream. And I'd have my moderators kick their butts out of chat.
Holy shit, I'm going to be careful. Because I got to be careful around here.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm going to say this. That's what you want. That's what you want. Don't pick on somebody because they're not doing what the rest of the people are doing. It doesn't work like that here.
That's right.
None of us would put up with it.
Yeah, we got to be reasonable. That's just common courtesy, right?
Exactly. That's right. Which a lot of places don't have that just common courtesy and respect of one another. We just don't tolerate that here.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Well, we just don't. That isn't me.
That was me.
Oh, hey, make sure you get that, would you?
Somebody's trying to jam. Okay. Somebody's trying to jam over here.
But yeah, so in the pipe community, that's what I'm trying to put together. But it's so hard getting people to come together on a particular evening or a day because life happens with us all.
Yeah.
But eventually, Kev, you know, you and I are going to come together.
Well, we've been discussing it since March,
at least. But I'm also working on it with a few people over in the UK to get on with them. And we've been trying since about then too, but 8-hour time difference for one, but they have families and different obligations and things just pop up. So when I'm available, they're not. When they're available, it just happens. Yeah. So
but that's why when I seen you posted that you're going to be doing this, I'm like, well, I got to make sure I show up for an hour or so.
Well, I'm glad you did.
Yep.
Yeah.
Usually
I wake up in the morning and they say, "Oh, Anthony did a live last night." Yeah, it was midnight my time.
Yeah.
So, what did
a lot of times this is a good way to get different people on stream and discuss different things. easier than you can in chat. Now, you can in chat as well, but it's a lot of times it's a lot easier online like this.
No, this is cool.
I agree.
Here we go.
There you are. You're back.
Reset. Don't ask me what happened. This is just what happens on YouTube from time to time. There's nothing we can do, and I don't use Wi-Fi. I'm on the copper, but that's just how it goes. And I was just going to get ready to get on my phone because these guys know just keep it going. If I pop off,
they keep it going.
That's it.
They keep it going because even though I leave, the stream can continue on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they can go and do whatever it is they want to do, and particularly when I close it down and we go what we call back room, I can leave. Those guys can sit on there till the dogs come home. I'm going to bed.
And some of us do that till 5, 6 in the morning. Some of us do.
Yeah, I can't do that because I'm up telling you guys good morning as you're going to bed. But yeah, this type of community is terrific, Kevin. That's what I want to bring to our community on that side of the street. And, with your help, with Flat Cap Piper's help, we can start doing this and building that up. So that's why I kind of started the Spirits and Leaf thing. It's still going to be under my channel, but if you never know, it may be a thing that just throwing this out as a thing that we collaborate on something when we form a different channel. Boom. And we're doing a pipe podcast on a weekly basis.
There you go.
Yeah.
Never know what might happen.
You never know. But the thing about it is to open up that YouTube pipe community, just like what I'm doing here.
Get people talking
with it. And then have a dram.
Yeah, man.
Or have a glass of tea.
Yeah.
Makes no difference. We're coming together to discuss a hobby, to discuss a mutual like among like-minded people that just have a common interest. And you're right, they just don't do that in that community.
Yeah, they'll get together for premieres because we were watching a premiere today and we were all in the chat. So that kind of gets people together. So you just need to get them together live and get some people to come on.
But it's getting them together live.
Yeah.
But that's why I know I can shoot you a text to say, hey, I'm going to do this or that. Are you available? You're going to say either yes or no. And then if you are, it's like, okay, boom. That's how Saturday came to be for me when I ended up 2.5 hours doing a live. But somebody in New York, Tony Two Toes, had reached out to me earlier. He wasn't available at 9 a.m. my time, noon your guys' time. But he said something to me at 3 his time, noon my time. I said, okay. So I just threw together a stream, figured we'd be on there 30 minutes to an hour, and that'd be it. 2.5 hours later,
That's when they're fun, man. That's when they're fun.
Because it was International Whiskey Day. I was sipping on a dram, and we were talking about pipes and tobacco, and people were in from Scotland and Ireland and the UK. I mean,
it's awesome.
It was
engaging. It's an engaging conversation that allows people to expand their knowledge and learn. That's what I learned from whiskey too. But listen, Anthony brings a lot to this, and so does his channel in terms of what he does on a weekly basis. A lot of times, what he does on a weekly basis is past my bedtime. But when I can catch him, I'm right there if I can catch him, because I learned so much, and that's what folks would do. But first of all, you got to be willing to participate with everybody, but learn, right? That's the beauty. That's the beauty of it. You get to learn so much stuff. It's amazing. And you get to have the camaraderie and making friendships, and it's just awesome. Just awesome.
I like it, Earl Greg.
Well,
and so
today I learned something about Irish whiskey that I didn't know and never heard of before in my whole darn life. But this Pontine that's here that I got to taste. And I'm still probably pronouncing it wrong, but that's okay. But
I think it's poutine.
Poutine, sure. Pontine, pontoon, like whatever the heck it is. It was so damn good. On
the pontoon.
There's no
pontoon, baby.
But I never knew there was such a thing. And it's only let me just get this right, rested for 10 weeks in a barrel.
That's
I mean,
interesting.
I first looked at it, I thought it was Everclear, white
Well,
dog.
hell, I didn't know that either. That's interesting.
It was just
Yeah.
distant,
And they can't call it whiskey.
But Stacy mentioned that Nashville. That's the first time I've ever heard of peated oats too.
Well,
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
It's amazing what you can learn on here just by engaging.
Mhm.
Just get engaged live and make friends. It's amazing what you can learn.
And you know what there, Matthew? I was just saying to your aunt, I haven't heard from your ass in a while. I was like, what the hell is going on?
Sometimes you can get chastised, Matthew. That's going to happen.
Oh, yeah. And I can do that. I'm his uncle. I can get away with it. But, yeah, I just
Where
like,
the hell you been, brother?
Yeah, I haven't. He hasn't texted me, kissed my ass, nothing. But I figured I really did today. So I bet you he'll sneak in there, particularly now that I'm earlier. And as he got off work, and he's like, oh, my gosh, he's on now. Yeah, I'm filling in for Livewire. They're on a little hiatus for today. But
good
just
for,
so
good
you all
for
know,
Livewire.
They're keeping track on me. Every now and then they come up and chat there to make sure that we're really not off the hook. But
I would like to show how much I love Mike and Adam. Let's do this. I love you both. I love you.
Oh, yeah.
I would say, I don't know if they're keeping you straight, because usually it's us all trying to keep them straight, and it'll go off the rails real quick if you don't watch it.
But I do love them. Honestly, I love them.
Oh,
both.
yeah.
Number one. There you go.
This is the flagship. And hold on here. I gotta do this because,
Well, that's another thing about this community, Anthony. People have availability issues all over the place. Some people can get stuff, some people can't. But you get to hear people, try, give you tasting notes. We're big about sending out samples to friends. And stuff. Hey, you want to try this? And
that's fantastic.
That's just a great thing about this.
Hey, T-Rob, how was that Boona hopping?
Dude, that was a surprise. That was a surprise.
I'm just saying. You ask and you receive on this channel. You ask.
Yeah, last night, last night, Kara and Dave from whiskey.com.
Is it whiskey.com? Yeah. Did that fundraiser.
They did a live stream for Kara's dad that is dealing with cancer. He was kind enough to come on. Even that was awesome. He came on and chat and was overwhelmed by this community as to what they were doing for him. I'm gonna tell you something, man. That touches your heart. That touches your heart. What this community can do for someone that's dealing with that kind of illness. I congratulate him. I'm so grateful for Kara and Dave for putting on that. So in a matter of less than 4 hours, they raised over $12,000 for his cancer treatment, and that's fantastic. That is absolutely fantastic. So the only thing I wrote in the comments, I didn't write anything else, is that is exactly what this community does. When somebody's in need, we step up and we are there for them, and that's awesome. So,
and cheers
to Kara's dad.
Absolutely. I'm glad we give them a shout out because it's well deserved, and it was a well deserved thing that they did and raised money for a great person. An unfortunate problem that they have in their life. But, unfortunately, we all know that our healthcare system is crappy.
It is.
And it costs us through the nose.
Yeah.
And if more people come together like that, when people have those, guess what? That relieves so much stress, and that stress that's gone really does promote healing.
Yeah, it does.
Because when you have to worry about coming up with 10 grand, 15 grand, whatever the case, I don't know what it is, but you know what? And you're sick.
Yeah.
Please. Yeah. You don't need to worry
this community steps up, man. It always has, always will.
And when you throw in $25
the GoFundMe right now is at $31,590.
That is fantastic.
What is it now, Brian?
31,000.
Thank you for sharing that. Hey, thanks for sharing that, Brian.
Beautiful. Glad to hear it. So
that's what this community is about. That's what it's about.
Yes, it is. And it does all of our hearts good to hear that. And, sending good thoughts their way. Absolutely. They're great people. And unfortunately, it's a bad thing that happens to great people from time to time.
It is.
So,
yeah.
Not to destroy that by any means, but in keeping with live wire tradition.
Oh, he's dropping.
No, I just
Wrong one.
my stupid finger
Wrong
hit
button.
the wrong button.
Well, that's
I
normal.
can't wait
can
to
boot
hear the
myself.
live wire tradition.
I can boot myself. I can do that, but
Don't do it. Don't do it,
But-
Anthony. We need you.
Bottle jug.
Oh, there we go. I got one ready.
There we go.
That
There we go.
because if I didn't do it, I'd hear about it. So,
Is that Redwood Empire
and
pipe
Kevin,
oh, look at
Kevin,
that.
you do not have to do it, but it's just something they do on live wire.
I think Mark's going to.
Well,
So,
since
Mark,
it's
hold
my
on.
first
Hey,
time,
listen to Mike and Adam and all the good things that they do. Thank you,
There
Mike
you
and
go.
Adam. We love you, brothers, and thank you for what you do every day.
I mean, there's not much good that they do, but there's one or two things that happen. There you go.
Nice kill.
There you go. So keeping in the tradition.
keeping the tradition. All right, so I'm gonna do some of this little
Oh,
rye.
you got Saz. That's the
Yeah.
Saz.
This is good.
It is good.
All
It
right,
is good.
I'm a newbie, so I'll probably do a quickie.
No, that's you.
Quickies are
You're all
good. Hey, quickies are good, man. All
That's
good,
right.
man. All good.
Cheers, man. Thank you.
There we go.
Yeah,
you.
hey, listen, that'll get
That's
your whistle
good.
going.
It
Hey,
is.
Good.
That'll get your
It
whistle
is.
going, man.
Yeah, man.
Hey, you'll be friendly to everybody here in about 15 minutes, I promise you.
But I held off actually having any of that for a while. And a few months back, my wife and I were at a casino here just not far away, and we went to dinner, and she wanted to spur the economy. So I went back to the bar and I said, give me a pour of that Sazerac rye. And they gave me a pour of it. And I went over, sat down, and I packed my pipe with some Country Squire Bayou Nights from Cornell and Deal. And I just sat there and had a pipe and a dram. And guy sitting over there, he said, excuse me. He goes, what is that in your pipe? And I told him, and he goes, man, that reminds me of my grandfather and sitting back and this and that and that. He goes, what a fond memory. And he said, thank
That's good
you.
stuff.
Yeah,
And I'm like, well, I appreciate that. I says,
That's good stuff.
I don't want to offend anybody. So I tried to have something that has a decent room note
right.
to it,
Mhm.
because I want to sit here and enjoy my time, and I don't want to interrupt you. So anyway, that's the first time I actually had that, and I've passed it up several times on the shelf because I'm like,
Right.
But now I will pick it up eventually because I know, well, hell, that wasn't bad.
Right.
I mean, it's not anything that blew my freaking socks off my feet, but I'm like, oh, this is a decent rye. So for $33, $32.99, $35.99, somewhere in there, I'm like, hell, I'm gonna have to buy some of that. But
No, it's not bad. I had I got introduced to the bullet when my son got married years ago. He had he had to do his own liquor thing. So we had all these open bottles that we couldn't return. So I had bullet bourbon and the rye. And I actually like the rye better than the bourbon.
Me too. But they're both very good for the money. I mean, matter of fact, Bullet is one of the #1 selling brands across the board.
No doubt.
They really are. They really are. I was like, what? I go, you're kidding me. They go, no. It is one of the most popular. It ranks up there with Jim Beam and Jack Daniels. I mean, it's up in the top 5 for movers. I go, and I did. I looked at them funny. I go, you've got to be kidding me. Not that it's bad. I just didn't realize how popular it was.
Yeah. I tell you, some of their 10 and 11-year store picks,
exactly,
really good, really good.
Well,
for like 50, 58, $60.
Well, T-Rob, go to the redemptions. Some of there's the store picks. They're 10-year if you can find that sucker.
Right.
I mean, redemption bourbon, redemption rye.
Oh, I love the high.
Wow.
the old 9-year bourbon.
Yes, the 9-year. Well, the 10-year is
the 10
the
year
hen's
is really
teeth.
good. Yeah.
That's the hen's teeth. But that redemption for the money,
Oh yeah.
I have a couple of picks. It's 105 proof for $50.
Yeah.
Lord. I tell you what, as soon as I see them, I buy them. So I've got 2 sitting there. I don't have any need to open them because I went through 2 already. So I know how good they are.
Exactly.
But now I have them. And Kevin, I'll do that a lot. I'll buy bottles and drink them and have a backup. But now I don't care about going to the backup because I've already went through a bottle, sampled it. And that's another thing. When I say sample them, I give a lot of samples out just like these guys will in this community here that you're seeing right now. Because we want to share it. Because there are some things that I'm just not going to get here in Nevada, but you can only get in New Jersey. And I might say, hey, Kevin, man, I'd love to get a little of that, next time you're out here and schedule a hand delivery.
There you go.
Yeah. And boom, there it is. But anyway, that's it. It's no different in the YouTube, or excuse me, the pipe community in YouTube, because I've just been inundated with stuff, and that was just from one person, and I was like, holy smokes. And all that, what I'm talking about. There's no way I'm going to get through that in a week. But they want you to do it, but then also post your feedback just to say, hey, what did you think?
Right.
Do you like this Navy flake? Do you like this Burley? Do you like this Cavendish? Or what about this what they call a vapor, Virginia and Perique blend? And I'm like, oh my gosh. I don't know if I can articulate it well enough and to say what I'm getting out of it, other than, I really liked it. It's good. It's blah, 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 blah. I can do this better, but only because, like you all, we've had the practice.
Yeah, that's why when I smoke my pipe, I don't drink any whiskey or bourbon, because I'm still new to those flavors. So I'm still trying to learn those flavors. So I don't drink with them.
And a lot of times, this is filled with either iced tea or just what it has in it now, water.
There you go.
As I'm sitting there, and everybody in the pipe smokers den, the forum, talks about that ice with bergs, what they're meaning, or ice with bergs, water with bergs, which mean they just have ice water, but they're really just sitting down and experiencing that blend. They're not worried about tomorrow. They're not worried about work. They're just sitting down for an hour or two with that blend in a pipe, listening to nature, whatever the case may be. But again, like I said, it's pageantry. It's the selection. It's the process. It's what we do. And that really can make your night as far as what it is. It doesn't have to involve the tobacco. It could just be some spirits. It could be a beer. It doesn't make a difference. There's all routine to it anyway.
Well, hey, I'm okay out here. It's been great hanging out with y'all.
Well, what,
Mark.
It's always good to have you here.
Thank you, sir.
Cheers, brother.
Take care of yourself, brother.
Yep.
Oh, I'm doing my best.
Good deal.
Talk to y'all later.
See you.
Take care, man.
Cheers.
Now, I know when I was smoking that, I'm not, being new, I'm not pulling all, to be particular with all the flavors. So it's kind of been like when I'll do a first impression video, it'd be like, do I like it or I don't like it? It's pretty simple.
Thank you, sir. I do my best to fill his shoes.
Where you at, Shred? Hey, Shredwood, what the hell you doing? Get on here and liven up the place. What the hell, Shedward? Get on here, man.
I had shared this link over on my page, hoping some pipers would come over, but I haven't seen anybody.
Well, you never know. You never know. And that's how it goes sometimes. You get it. But like I said, we'll get together and we'll put it out and give people plenty of notice and maybe do something on an evening one night, because I'm going to be going to days here within the next 2 weeks, thank goodness, for a while. Then hopefully come August, I'll be permanent on days. I'll know come then. But they know I'm transferring schools. I work for the school district here, so I've applied to go to another school, and they've accepted me, and it's a brand new school. So I'm going over there to that one. So hopefully I'll be on days, and I've got my fingers crossed. So, but that will give me more availability towards the evening to do this type of a chat with our group on YouTube, Kev. So, and then bring more people into it like this to have this discussion, which some of these guys are going to follow anyway, because one, they're interested, but two is, especially when we pull out a bottle of bourbon or scotch or something like that, and then Mark's going to go, oh, hey, now you're talking my language. But as you know, how many of the pipe smokers smoke cigars? Quite a bit.
Yeah, a lot of them. Yeah.
Quite
I've yet to try a cigar. So I've watched some videos about, like, what kind of, beginner cigars, but I have yet to pull that trigger.
And you know what, though? Let me just say this. Mark can jump in on there, and I'm sure Brian can, or, is there truly, honestly, a beginner cigar? I don't know. I mean, there's one that you can, I'm sure a few that you can whet your appetite on, but I don't know if it's a true beginner. I mean, I wouldn't say you want to start out with a like Cohiba or something like that.
Yeah, you don't want to start at the far right of the spectrum.
Yeah, I will go that. Yeah, as in.
But that's like whiskey. You wouldn't jump in and start drinking something that's 100.
No, you don't want to jump on the barrel proof right away.
Yeah.
And nothing wrong with a little barrel proof.
No,
not now.
No, yeah, not now. Yeah, exactly.
It's like now I like Lefroy, but the peat. But the first time I had it in my 20s, somebody gave it to me. I don't know what it was, but I didn't drink scotch for the next 20 years because that was so awful to me. And now I love it.
There you go.
The beginner cigar.
Beginner cigar.
I can make a suggestion for that.
All right.
The Macanudo Maduro. Sweet cocoa. Very light. Big stick. Allows you to enjoy it for 2 hours. I would say that's the beginner cigar. You'll get a lot from that to compare to others. You may find yourself that you like that more than anything else you try after that, but that's a great beginner's cigar.
How do you spell that first word?
Macuada. Macanudo.
UAD. Okay.
Maduro.
Actually, looking at that, it looks familiar.
I got it. On the band. I think I heard Anthony call you Kevin. Is that right, Kevin?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yep.
So on the band is one big M, the letter M. It is a Macanudo Maduro with a big letter M on the band. It is cocoa, chocolate, dark chocolate, light chocolate, cocoa. You might get some spices on there. It's a great beginner cigar.
Okay.
Well, Macanudo is. I will give you that. They do have some very mild but flavorful cigars.
Yeah, I would try that before you move into Hampton Court or some of the others in Maduro or some of the others in Macanudo. But that particular cigar is very, very pleasant in the morning with a cigar or with a cup of coffee. Mm-hmm. And it's actually you can get them in a 60 by 50 by 52, which is a Toro. Get that in the Toro size. If you get that in the Toro size, that's an hour and a half smoke. It's very, very pleasant with a cup of coffee in the morning and breakfast. You'll enjoy it.
Excellent.
I don't know what Ben's talking about. I don't see him in the back room.
I had gotten into this whole pipe smoking thing because I'm doing Civil War reenacting, and a lot of guys were smoking cigars, and I was like, and then a couple guys showed up with pipes, and I'm like, oh, this sounds interesting. And I've never smoked in my whole life. My wife thought I was nuts when I told her I was going to get a pipe. And
hey, she didn't think she already knew that.
Yeah, she already knew.
What are you talking
about? She's like, stop buying stuff.
Kevin, you will find that cigar very pleasant and enjoyable, and that's a great way to start with a cigar. I can't tell you how many people have been directed in the wrong direction that would like to smoke a cigar and were done after their first one because they got the wrong advice.
Yeah, I had a guy at work was telling me to get the acid or something about it. And to me, it sounded like it was going to be way too sweet. Like,
it's a little heavy, acid heavy. On the palate, it's heavy with dark flavors. You will get some acidity in the, but I would suggest you start with something that's, if you don't smoke cigars, if you're not started with any, that's a great place to start.
Excellent. Well, I'll look into that. Yeah, because I figure because sometimes, like, I was at a reenactment the other weekend, and guy, to light up a cigar, let's face it, is easy compared to getting a pipe going. So like, there's like, you can get a cigar. The one guy lit a cigar, and then like we'd have to get muster together to go do a firing demonstration. He could just leave a cigar set and come back. But a pipe it's a little bit more involved to light up a pipe for 10 minutes and then, okay, we got to go. And so I've been thinking about that.
Yeah, just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. It's very mild. It's a mild stick, very mild. Great with a cup of coffee and croissant or breakfast and eggs and sausage. It's just wonderful. It's just a really, really great cigar. So you get off to a good start and develop your palate for cigars. Here's the trouble that happens with most folks. They get the wrong cigar for the start, and then they're done because the damn things will turn you green if you ain't careful.
Green is true.
Yeah. Green is a reality. Mm-hmm. So start off with something that's sweet and kind, and let it flow over with a cup of coffee and water. I'm gonna tell you, it's the best way to start. That's the best advice I give you.
All right, thank you.
You betcha, sir.
Oh, believe me, you always get told what to do here, but we can never guarantee it's the right advice. Can I guarantee that? And Bourbon, I have no idea what you was talking about. I seen you were driving home from the airport. If you're home, then come on to the stream.
Yeah, if he don't get on here, Anthony, I'm gonna.
I don't think he's home yet.
Not home yet.
I'm gonna be mad at him, Anthony. If you don't get on here, I'm gonna be mad at him. And I'm gonna talk to him ever again. You better get your ass on here, Bourbon.
Yeah, he's got to get on. Traffic. I'm gonna have to head out because it's like 5 to 11 here, and Monday morning is screaming.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm not too far behind you, man.
Well,
this was excellent. I'm glad I got up to the courage to come on.
Well, you never need courage. You just have to come on.
Yep.
That's true. What do you got there? Is that going to be like a?
Yeah. You're going to buy me a bottle of that T-Rob. I need that. I can't get it in Indiana anymore.
Really?
Well, give him a minute. He'll recycle it and fill that bottle for you.
Oh God.
That makes me nervous, Anthony. Anthony, that scared the hell out of me.
Well, he'll do it for you.
I'm sure he would.
Yeah, I can get you.
We got Chicago represented now. Cheers, Derek.
Right, Derek.
Cheers, Derek.
All right, Kev. Well,
all right, Anthony. Well, thanks a lot, and guys, good to meet you all.
Yeah, anytime
you
you have carte blanche, brother. If you see the link, come on, or
Kevin,
if you're available, I'll make sure you know about it. But we'll put our stream on together.
Get the Macadoodle Maduro. Do it. You'll be fine.
I'll do it. I'll let you know. Definitely. And what's your recommendation then for? I guess my big thing for getting cigars is like the humidor thing. Would you do the Tupperware humidor?
Yeah, I would do that for now. I wouldn't push it until
just
you
throw
find
the
out whether you
pack
like
in
it.
there, and
man,
just
put it in there.
Spaghetti holder with the seal.
Yeah,
there you go.
And I just have the Bovita pack in there.
Yeah,
man, just like that.
Perfect.
Just like that.
Just with the seal.
Yeah, man. Don't push it for now.
I watch Cigars Live a lot, and they.
Yeah, man, don't push this for now. Go crazy with a bunch of stuff. Find out what you like. Start off, Kevin, listen to me. Start off with the Macadoodle Maduro. Start off there. Promise you, you'll grow from there.
There you go.
Excellent.
And he's had one or two cigars, Kev. So
I've had a lot of cigars over 40 years.
What's up, Derek?
How you guys doing?
Good.
Is that
man.
Derek Patton?
You guys,
all right.
Have a good week.
Wait a minute. Be still. Wait a minute. Let me click. Wait a minute. Derek's here. Let me clean up a little bit.
Oh yeah, there is. Oh yeah.
Clean up a
I
little.
gotta figure out how to get out of here.
I got to clean up a little bit here.
It says
Derek
leave
Patton's
studio.
here. I got to
Leave
clean
studio.
up.
Red
Hey,
X at the
Derek.
bottom.
Hey, Derek. Okay, look at that fresh shirt and everything. Look at that. There we go.
There you go. There you go, baby.
There we go.
What's up, Fred?
Redwood.
Cheers, Fredwood.
What's up?
Shedward, ready to go, brother. Hey, good to see you, Shedward.
Yeah, I heard you
Derek,
summoned me,
welcome.
Mark, so I had to show up, man.
Hey, Anthony, your man Kevin there. What a nice guy.
He truly is. Like I said, I found him just
a great guy
on the tube and listening to him do his reviews, and I just liked his demeanor, the way he carried himself.
Awesome.
I mean, I knew he would fit in with us just because he's a genuine type of a person.
There you go.
And so I've been trying to do a collab with him for him and I together to do a stream. But like I said, it's just been so hard. Like he said, we've been trying since March. So it's not like we haven't, but life happens to people.
Yeah, indeed.
Sure, man.
Yes, yes.
So there we go.
I'm so glad he joined. He's such a great guy. Great guy.
He really is. I really enjoyed having him on and just seeing him and finally getting him to, come on here. And
Have this
you guys
experience.
were nice to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Hey, it's a big deal to come on one of these shows, man.
Well,
all of us had a first time, so.
Well, exactly. And then you realize
it's like drugs, baby.
Got drugs, baby. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's like drugs, baby.
What are you saying? The first one's free?
Yeah.
From that point on, you got to keep on coming back.
Get your hooks in.
Oh, man, you got to cut your teeth on that shit, get the pain, and go forward.
Yes,
Is that right?
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
How cool that is.
But yeah, it is
clear,
it
yeah.
is the experience. I mean, just
It is.
talking to some people in general and on the other side of this and the other stuff that I do, they don't know how well we work on this, as in this, what this pub style is like. And so I'm trying to foster that in the YouTube pipe community and to build
Good
that
for you.
because they don't know. And
for
this,
you, brother.
what we're doing here with the chat and stuff, I think it is a necessary thing. I think that it is going to further everything. And I think it's done wonders for this community.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Carrying it over from what we saw Ken doing years ago to what you see now that Livewire's doing, that Cheech is doing, that Whiskey Nose does, that I do, that Jim does. I mean, come on. This type of format is it. And if you go to some of the other top ones, they don't do this. Scott from My Bourbon Journey, he has, but he doesn't do it often. But I've been on his stream, like this, and it was really good. I just happened to be home that afternoon, and he had popped on, so I popped on his stream. But it really was. Truthfully, a good stream. I mean, it was talk just like we're doing, getting into the whiskeys, talking about the cigars, and he has a nice humidor and so on and so forth. But I mean, it was really good discussion, just like we sit here and do right now, just like we sit at a bar, or I keep going back to that sometimes.
Yeah,
it is.
It's relevant.
It's all relevant. It's really good, but also to have these connections into the UK, into Australia, into Ireland, into Scotland, New Zealand. I mean, the people from all over in so much common interest. And not to get off on a tangent, but it's like, why can't, if we can do it, why can't others do it? Just get along, people.
May I interject here?
Anthony, may you? What stops you? Come on, man.
I just want to give you a moment of pause for a second. There are these urban streams that I happen to pop into that are pub style, if you will. And it literally is chaos without a referee. I would assume a hockey match without any refs.
Yeah.
A wrestling match without any refs, or a boxing match. It is exactly that. Some of the content interests me, but I can't get over the fact that everyone has to out-talk everyone else. And then when you're in the losing side of an argument or the unpopular side of an argument, name-calling ensues. Never underestimate I mean, we're all drunk. We all drink too much, but never underestimate the character of the people you hang out with. Don't get me wrong. There are some characters and some outliers in this community, but by and large, I think we're settle-aged people. And for those people who are younger than me, I called you settle-aged.
It's all about decorum.
But what I'm saying is that we handle things, and I just think that you can't underestimate that, Anthony. And I don't know if that can be replicated. It's possible, but I don't know if it's replicated because, like I said, I'm part of several forums outside of the whiskey world, and I have to just walk away. And I'm like, yeah, next week, fellas, next week.
I can appreciate that. You're right. Yeah. You know, it's one thing to have discussions to where you don't agree, but if it escalates to the point where, like you said, it's name calling and finger pointing and this and that, look, I'm not going for that. I'm just not. That's where I go, you're out of here, and boom, you're gone. If you can't engage in discourse between one and another person, but do it respectfully and then basically agree that you disagree.
Absolutely.
And if you're going to go off on a tangent, then I'm just booting you. And if you don't come back, I don't give two shits.
And Anthony, Dan said the right thing, that I am probably the most chaotic dude around. But I will tell you, in my defense, I don't engage in name calling.
Oh, no.
I'm not too terribly disruptive.
No.
Disruptive, but not too terribly disruptive.
No. Absolutely.
Yeah. But now there'll probably be some name calling when Whiskey Uncensored gets on here because, you know, he thought I was ignoring him in the chat, but I wasn't ignoring him. He was driving and telling me he's leaving the airport and going home, and I was just carrying on my conversation.
That's right.
You know, when he comes on, I'm sure he'll call me a few names, but yeah, it's okay.
But I just think
he's young. He'll get over it.
It would be nice if you could replicate that in your other communities, but just be aware that I think this community, regardless of our faults, we actually have some good sides.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Probably 99% of the time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But you know what? I think we, as a community itself, not only here, but even with our moderators and stuff that we have in like I have in chat, and even the people in chat that are in there right now just listening, they would call to our attention if there was something not right happening in chat or whatever. And the moderators that we have know how I run the stream that, that's just not going to happen. And they have full authority and power to kick anybody and permanently ban anybody. Hey, if I didn't see it, but you know it was offensive and it had to be done, then you get dispensation. That's it.
I don't know how many of you guys were watching the Shelf Turds, aka whiskey.com last night, but that was a party, man. That was the most fun I've had for a long time.
We were talking about that.
That was so far off the rails.
They went off the rails in the best way, man.
They went out with a bunch of people. I never wanted to see that much up.
No doubt. Great stuff.
Yeah, that was a good time, man. That was high quality entertainment, man. High quality.
Good stuff.
It was.
They raised a lot, dude. They raised $30,000, man.
Yep,
man, that was amazing.
I would have loved to have been there.
No one was more deserving. No one was more deserving. No one. It was great stuff.
No, it was awesome. Good to see that. Dude, just everyone coming together and pulling that kind of money together. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, great stuff.
But that's what I said earlier. We have a sucky healthcare system that costs us all through the nose. And unfortunately, when somebody gets sick, that's the last thing that they need to worry about. And all of us can shell out $20 for 2 meals at McDonald's. Well, you know what? I don't need to go to McDonald's tomorrow. Here's my $20.
Exactly.
And boom. And to take that worry off of somebody that has an issue like that is a huge relief to them that will aid in them getting better because they don't have to worry about that. They can just concentrate on getting better. Like Whiskey
Good stuff,
Tornado.
Anthony. You're right. Good stuff.
like Whiskey Tornado, when his wife became ill, and she recently just got her cancer-free diagnosis to say that, you know, she has done well. And he was just saying a few days ago that, you know, everything is going well, and he was very appreciative in how the community came together because, you know, to him, he was worried, well, if I don't work, I don't get paid. Yeah. Well, we all know that. You don't work, you don't get paid. I mean, yeah, we all have X amount of vacation or sick days, but so let's just say you go through your 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever you have, who knows? And then what do you do? Do you tell your significant other or whatever, well, I can't be by your side. I have to go to work. And so now you're working because then you're worried about somebody being ill and you can't be there, or you're not there, something happens, they call you, you got to leave. You know, what? That's terrible. And it's so great that this community came together and did that for them. So that worry for whatever they need it for, regardless, is done. And I don't know what amount they actually needed, but I'm just so glad that that is there, because that is a relief, that burden, knowing that, you know what, we're going to be able to eat. We're going to be able to keep the lights on. You know, the kids are going to have food. Yeah, I couldn't stand that. I personally could not stand that. So
agreed.
Great for them. Great for them. I can't say enough good things about that. I can't. And I've seen it not once, not twice. I've seen it more times within this community come together for one person, one particular person that we really don't know, but we know a person that's involved in how it relates back to us. I mean, it's just, I just think it's wonderful. That's just what
this community. That's just what this community does. Always has.
And time and time again, it would come together. And I heard it being plugged on other streams. Hey, make sure you do this tonight. Make sure that. Matter of fact, Lance talked about it when he was doing a little review in the afternoon because he had in-laws coming up. He even plugged them and said, hey, make sure you get there because this is going on. And, you know, the community
a lot of people canceled their shows and sent people.
Exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Tell people, you go over there. You go over there. Mm-hmm. Yep. And expect it. I mean, absolutely right. Nope. You know what? Here it is. Boom. You need to go over there. Send those 20 people over there, 30, whatever you get, you know, send them.
That's right.
Send them. And, you know, hey, throw out your $20. I don't need you to buy me a drink today. Give them that $5. Whatever it is, it all works. Yeah. It all works. And I think it's still open. You can still go to the GoFundMe.
Yeah, it is. Sure you can. Yeah. Sure you can.
I don't think they.
And I hope everybody does. I hope more people do. I hope more people to go to the GoFundMe for that family. That's great. I hope so.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Absolutely, Dan.
Yep. My man Dan.
Dan and that's true. Right. I mean, sitting right behind me on the floor to my left and my right and out in the other room. Oh, yeah, I got him everywhere. So totally get it. And that's what I said.
Dan says it right.
It's absolutely right. Absolutely right. And I'm just happy that, you know, it turned out well. I truly am happy that it worked out for him. I
honestly, I pray and wish him all the best. I truly do.
Yep, without a doubt. So I'm still drinking some Buna. I've got to catch up here a little bit because I want to at least have another one.
Hey, listen, I got into this. I got into this 114. That's not bad. That's some shit.
No, I've got a bottle unopened sitting there. I've already went through one, but it is good. I tell people that's another thing to have on their shelf. It for the money, you can't go wrong. And just like when Kevin pulled up that bottle of Rare Breed, I go, that's perfect. He goes, I just picked this up. I go, the Rare Breed rye, and then there's the Kentucky Spirit. But however, a lot of people say the Kentucky Spirit's good, but they might as well just get the Rare Breed rye and save $20.
Hey, so T-Rob, it looks like you're home, brother. Are you back from Bike Week?
Yeah, we came back. We came back today. We got back a little after 12. So
uneventful, no problems, all good.
No problems. Just had some rain to deal with Thursday and Friday, but other than that, it was nice.
Did you ride home or did you trailer it?
I tried because it was raining this morning when we left, so yeah, I just put it on the trailer.
I saw you.
Hey,
I
man,
saw
glad
you with
you're
that
home safe.
500
Had a
pound
good
bike.
time. All good, man. Hope you're home safe. All good.
Yeah, I was going to ride down, but it rained all day Thursday, so when we left Thursday, it was raining, and so I put it on the trailer, and then
I rode down to Sturgis in 2013. Spent 10 days down there. It was a long ride, 2,700 miles, baby.
Oh, yeah.
It was a long ride.
Hey,
it was fun.
It was fun. Realized them arms is stronger than you thought.
Yeah, it was a few years ago. I was a bit younger, T-Rob. I was a bit younger back then, but it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah, my longest one-way ride so far has been about 600 miles, and that was in one day. So that was a pretty good
that's a good ride.
Yeah. Well, my dad after he retired in 2012, 2013. He's from Pennsylvania, so he rode from Pittsburgh on his Harley. Him and my mom, and they came out here, and he hadn't done a long haul like that in a long time, but he wanted to do it.
So man, it's good to do.
He bought his Harley. He bought another one just before he retired. That was his retirement thing. He bought what he wanted, had it decked out, blah, 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 all the bells and whistles or whatever. And so then he called me. He says, well, I'm on my way out. And I'm like, all right, which they just pop out here any other time. But then he said, yeah, I'm taking the bike. And I went, what? He goes, yeah. So they did the tour. They were in no hurry.
Right.
They were in no hurry.
Yeah.
They could take 5, 6, 7 days, whatever they wanted.
Yeah.
You're retired.
That's right.
But so he came here, and I let him pull in the garage, and I left the bike in the garage.
Yeah.
And he said, I don't think I'm gonna do it again.
Somebody asked me about that. I rode that 2,500 miles. Took me 3 days, and they asked me, said, Mark, what was that experience like? And I said, well, I was 50 plus, and that's when my testicles dropped, and they'll be there all along.
That's right.
That 600-mile trip I did, I had just bought the bike I got now. That was back in 2017. And it came with a low profile seat, like on the Street Glide.
Yeah.
And me not think, because I've had touring bikes my whole life that always had the larger touring seat on it. And I didn't think about it. We loaded, I threw the bags on there, and my saddlebag liners. And we headed off to Panama City, Florida, And I got about halfway across Georgia, and I thought I was just going to have to stop. My ass was hurting so bad with that thin seat. Oh, my God. After about 8 hours, and I'm like, we pulled over to get some gas, and I was like, oh, my God. And one of the guys with us, his wife had one of those gel pads that you put on top of the seat, and he had it in his tour pack.
Yeah,
and,
I've seen those.
Dude, I tell you what, that thing saved my life on that trip.
I've seen those.
As soon as I got back, I went on eBay and got a touring seat.
Honest to God, T-Rob, I think that's the difference between the comfortable ride and your testicles dropping. Honest to God.
Yeah.
Hey, Mace and Tim, without disrespecting Anthony's channel, help me out. When you go 500 miles with a vibration between your legs,
That's like you to leave.
Hard knows what you're going to say.
There we go, Anthony. This is awesome. There we go. You finally hit the point. The train is jumping the track.
How do you get up and just walk straight? Is what I'm asking. And Anthony, that's as deep as I'm going to go.
I will say,
as deep as I'm going to go.
The technology today. Now, I have ridden. My first bike was a 98 Heritage, and it was a solid mount motor, and that thing would rattle your fillings.
Yeah,
you rode for more than a couple of hours. I mean, it was horrible.
You're right, T-Rob.
The newer bikes with the rubber mounting and the balancers and things that they have built into them now, you can ride for hours on them, and they're not bad at all.
Okay.
Now at idle, they look like they're going to shake apart when they're just sitting there idling because it's moving all around and stuff like that. But once you get up to speed and you get in that 2,500 to 3,500 RPM range, it's just. The mirrors are not shaky. The handlebars, You can't feel any vibration. So it's good to go.
That's all I need to know.
So I rolled. Hey. So here, yeah. So to Derek's point, I rolled up to a place on my way to Pennsylvania to see the foreign country, and I stopped in this little bar to get a sandwich, and this guy rolls up and he says, "Is that your 2001 Harley outside?" I said, "Yeah, that's mine." And he said, "I got the same bike." And I said, "Well, that's great. Come on, sit down here. We'll have a beer, drink lunch, whatever." And so we're talking this and that and the other. And he says, this was in 2019, I think. He says, "How many miles is on that bike?" I said, 74,000. He said, "Jesus Christ, you got 74,000 miles on that bike?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Mine's only 23,000. I said, "Well, I don't ride from bar to bar, brother."
That's a bar hopper.
I don't do that. He said, "Where have you been?" I said, "Well, I've been to California on that bad boy. I've been to Missouri. I went all through Kansas City and back up to Pennsylvania. I ride for a long time." He said, Man, that's a long ride." And I said, "Well, that's what they're built for. They're not built to ride from bar to bar, brother.
That's right.
They're not built for that." Yeah,
I've only
a funny story.
I've only ridden a bike 2 different times, and I've crashed 2 different times.
Oh no!
But that's not good, brother. That's not.
No, it wasn't. One of them was just a little dirt bike that I biffed in a field and face planted. And then the other one, I was doing circles in a parking lot, just trying out my coworker. He had one of those Honda street bikes, and I was just doing donuts in the parking lot. Came to a stop, and I just didn't think to put my legs out. Fucking. I tipped it. I cried, dude. I broke his mirror. I had to buy him a new mirror. It was so embarrassing, man.
I was at a stoplight one time. We'd gone to the lake, and I had forgotten something at home, and so I dropped Don off and all the stuff to put on the boat, and I go back to the house, and I come up to this 4-way stop, and this woman's pulling up on a white Sportster, and she comes up to the stop sign and comes to a complete stop, never puts the feet down.
Testosterone will bite your ass all day.
I just didn't think about it, man. Yeah.
Hey, let's look here. That same 2001 is sitting right behind.
There you go.
Nice.
So I went over there to her, and she's laying in the road, and I picked up me and another guy, get the bike up for her, and she gets back on, and the mirror's busted, and the grip's all tore up, and she's got blood on her elbow. And I said, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm all right." And I'm like, so she's sitting there trying to crank it back up, and I'm looking, and you can see the kill switch is engaged. When she fell over, it knocked it off, and she's just like, "No." I said, "I think your kill switch is on." And she's like, "What?" And I reached over and flipped it up, and she fired it up. She just took off.
That's normal, yeah. So I got to say, hey, listen, man, I cannot tell you this story. I got to do it. Giving T-Robs up. So I stopped in Indianapolis on 38th Street and Lafayette Road. I put my foot down on the left of the stop sign.
And no one shot.
When I put my foot down, there was a sewer recessed about 8 inches. So I went to put my foot down on the left. Bike came over all by myself. Bike came over. I dropped it. He popped out, went down the fucking sewer.
Oh, what? Oh my gosh!
He popped right out of it. That was a Moto Guzzi 1971 when I was riding that. That was a Moto Guzzi. If key popped out, so I had to jimmy the damn get it started so I could get home. But I dropped it. Key come right out of the goddamn ignition and right down the sewer. Never forget that.
Hey, you couldn't do that again if you tried.
No,
could not. Could not.
Crazy.
That's the only time I think I ever dropped a bike was that day.
I dropped mine in the parking lot one time after we were down at Bike Week. This was back in 2003 maybe, and we were at a bar and they had a flatbed trailer that the band was playing on out in the parking lot. They took a break and they were doing burnouts, and so me and my 2 buddies, we pull up there by the rear tandems on that trailer, and put your front tire up against you, and you're going through the gears and doing a burnout. So I do my burnout, and then I come off it, and I'm going over to the parking lot, and I'm still feeling, pretty good about my burnout because I made it through all 5 gears. Everybody else was in first gear, just going off the rev limiter. And I go over there to the side, and I was like, I'm gonna do a little burnout right here. So I just hammered down on the front brake, and I forgot that damn tire was hot and sticky. And I went to try to do a burnout. And it was like boom, 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 and it just went. Luckily, my crash guards and my foot pegs hit and kept anything else from hitting the ground. But yeah, I had to pick that thing up real quick.
Okay, then I need some more help. Years upon years ago,
what's
slightly
new there, Derek?
Say it again.
What's new there?
Yeah. Years upon years ago.
Yeah.
Slightly after the Earth cooled, I knew a guy.
I don't know. It's still pretty hot.
I knew a guy. I knew a guy with a gold wing.
Yeah.
He
Good
managed
bike.
to drop
Great
his
bike.
gold wing.
Mm.
Me and 3 other fellas, we finally got that bitch up off the ground. That is when I realized I was not prepared to ride a bike.
There's a trick
Let
to
me
picking
ask
a bike
you
up.
question, fellas.
There
Both of you talked about dropping a bike. Tim, I understand all your muscles and all that.
No.
You might count as 2 men.
Yeah.
But I want to know, are gold wings special, or you guys got lighter bikes?
No, they're just especially heavy.
No, my bike weighs over 800 pounds.
Yeah, my bike's let's see, 920.
Yeah, but that's only so that you can take it to the gym and press it too.
I can tell you what.
So if a bike's laying on its side,
when you're riding a full dress bike, you ain't picking it up by the handlebars, baby.
So what you gotta
the way it works.
Yeah.
Mace, trust me.
Picks it up and puts it over his
once,
shoulder,
and I know that for a fact.
So here's the trick. If the bike is laying on its side, say it's laying on its left side, you go around to the left side, you turn the handlebars all the way in.
That's right.
You put your back against the seat,
Yep.
and you grab the handlebar and you grab the foot peg or the bottom of the frame, and you just stand up.
That's it.
And the bike will come
Otherwise, you ain't getting it up.
And that is 50% of what we did.
Yeah.
The bike rider did what you just described,
Right.
and the rest of us was on the other side pulling.
Trying to pull.
Yes. And it was enough weight to let me know that I will never do this.
There you go, brother. But you did it right, Derek. You got it right. You did it right, Derek. You did it right.
The biggest key is getting low enough.
Yeah. I'll buy a full red first.
Yeah.
Hey, look, there's Tom D again.
Hey,
Tom D says, up until tonight, I have subscribed to 5 forums. This group is now my 6th.
Awesome.
Good night from, hey, Tom. Hey, Tom, welcome. Appreciate you joining the community. God bless you, brother. And we look forward to seeing you again.
That's right. Cheers, man. Thank you very much.
Cheers. Cheers to you, Tom. We're happy to have you. God bless you, brother.
Corn and whiskey. Cheers.
So you had a good night last night, Chris?
Oh, no, I just made it through night shift without falling asleep. So that was a good thing.
There you go.
And without Ken, because that's why I'm giving Ken shit.
I got you.
What the hell is Peter White?
He was
Peter White
to come
said
on last night and keep the
wait a
company
minute.
again.
Peter White said he paid $3,800 for some scotch. Is that what he said?
What?
No.
Hold
Peter
on.
White.
Oh, is he talking about a bike?
No.
I don't know.
Ken has to get some roof work done, and he got a quote of $2,000.
Oh,
Peter said that's a good deal.
God,
he paid $38 5 years
ago.
Well, God bless you, Peter White. God bless you.
Yeah.
Hey, Derek.
Man.
Yes, sir.
Cheers, brother. Good to see you, man.
Good to be here.
It's a lot better than what it was for my roof, Ken.
I had to drive all day today. So last night.
Is that Tess down there? Tess, wait. Well, welcome, man. Hey, welcome, Tess. I didn't see you. Sorry.
Trying to just notice, Mark. Oh, thanks, mate.
Sorry about that. I got puckered up and missed you, bud.
Oh, my God.
You know. How do you miss this voice? I mean, it speaks funny.
Hey, Chris. Honestly, he just finally looked down at everybody. He's so far up there.
I just looked down and there he was. Hey, listen, he's right.
Run.
Anthony's right. I looked down and I said, "Well, shit, there's Chris Tance right there. I didn't see him." Sorry, brother. I'm sorry. I'm embarrassed.
Hey, there he
is. No. You put Slapshot back up there.
Hey,
Brian. Hey, Brian. I don't care.
I didn't say hi to you, baby. How you doing?
Yeah.
Good, man. How are you?
I'm all right.
I'm good being anywhere. There you go. I don't care where I am.
That's right.
So I got a quote for you tonight. Hey, Derek, I'm going to get you started. I got a quote for you tonight.
Okay, holla at me.
You ready? You ready?
Go ahead, sir.
We're all free right up to the point of choice, but once we make that choice, there's consequences to follow. What do you think, Derek?
Oh, fuck yeah. That's part of the human experience. I think that's something we should teach toddlers. Outside of the bathroom, if you stick your tongue in the outlet, you're free will to do that.
All right. There you go.
This might seem foreign to you, Chris, but here in the States, the outlet's only 120 volts.
Yeah,
outside of the bathroom, 120 volts will do nothing but teach your child a lesson. Don't do that shit anymore. In other countries, I think the voltage is higher, so maybe this doesn't translate to Australian, but here in America, I'm just telling you, 120 volts
it's not the volts that'll kill you.
That hurts. It's the current.
That's awesome, Derek.
Yeah, it's not.
Derek, that's awesome, brother.
The volts, it's. Is it alternating current? Is it direct current? Like how many amps are we talking about?
No, I'd say this: if you're earning, if I would say this, if you are introducing any current to a child, it's probably a problem.
All I'm saying is, I am not in favor of putting those plugs in the outlets, except in the bathroom, because I don't believe water and electricity mix. But outside the bathroom, I do not.
It mixes. It just gets exciting.
How in the hell?
Let your child.
I just love how over there you
won't do that again.
Switch on your outlets.
How in the hell did that comment I had to say have anything to do with shocking children?
No. Okay. I'll help you out with that, Mace. You're free to do whatever you want, but you got to deal with the consequences later.
That's right, brother.
When you stick your tongue in the outlet,
yep,
you're free to do so.
Yeah, that's life.
And now that you're back
baby.
Screaming,
it is. That's life.
Cheers,
you're right.
Ben.
You're right.
Thanks
hey,
for popping
cheers,
in.
Derek. Yeah, you're right, Derek. Cheers to you, man. That's life.
Cheers,
life.
Hey, Ben.
So
as
let
long
me
as
just
it's
say
under
this.
your tongue, Derek, that's all that's important.
No.
So let me
Mr.
say
Jiggs
this.
is right. The best stories I have are the bad decisions I made. He's right. Mr. Jiggs right.
So
cheers to you.
When I was a kid, bad decisions. I had a pair of scissors. And I decided to stick them scissors into one of them there outlets. So you only do that one time, I guarantee it.
The only
right? So when Mr. Jiggs
that.
put that up there, that made me think of that, and I'm laughing now. But I tell you what, them end of them scissors were going. And my grandmother says I come out from behind that chair unwillingly because it blowed me back on there. She said I didn't know what happened to just scare the tar out of her.
That's awesome story, Anthony. That's awesome.
But it's the truth.
No,
and I can assure you,
we actually have an on-off switch in
And
our outlet.
by the way, I want all of you to know that me and Anthony said the same exact damn thing. It just sounded much better coming out of his mouth.
Well,
it did.
It is.
Yeah, but see, you're not speaking from experience. Anthony's speaking from experience.
Oh, Brian, shame on you. Brian, shame on you. I'm from the country.
You learned the hard way too?
We stuck everything in the outlets, and we've all been packed in our hands.
Everything,
Derek.
Bourbon.
Really?
Yeah,
what the hell are you talking
really,
about
Derek?
here?
Everything?
How big was the outlet?
No. We don't
Sounds like fuck my life.
Make it stop.
Does FML mean fuck my life? Is that what it means?
Yeah.
All right. I was just checking. I didn't know that. I don't take enough to know that.
And Brian and T-Rob, just so you know, the wedding's been moved to the week after. So we've got a full weekend now, DC.
Oh, awesome.
So we're not going to make it to the wedding. We only got a message saying that
Mr. Jiggs, I just want to say out loud, boo hiss, don't go there. No, we're trying to be polite. We're being polite tonight.
Are we?
Yes. Yes, we're being polite tonight.
Oh, wait a minute. My name's in there. It says hashtag Mace. What's that? Put that back up. I didn't read it. It says Mace. Listen, I got to adjust my glasses. Old people have to do this.
That's not a hashtag, by the way, but yeah.
I don't even. I can't. What the, Jesus Christ, this is a fucking novel, B-Power. Dark as hell over here asking me to read a goddamn novel, dude.
Look, he didn't realize Chris was here for an hour until he looked down.
God damn it. Oh my God. Somebody,
I mean, like, I'm nearly finished my ogre chalice, and he only just
wakes
noticed that I
up
was
in the
eating,
morning, one sits, waits for the night, and then whatever you want. Yeah, no. Hey, listen, that sounds like agreement to me. I like it. I like that deal. It's all good.
Oh my goodness!
Jesus Christ, this lady. I've been smoking ribs since 8 o'clock.
I don't understand that reference, Derek. What's up?
They must have. I do.
They must have special outlets in the South.
Tried to bring this up in a very sly way. And I tried to remind them we're on your channel and we're not going to degrade the conversation.
That's right.
Bathroom humor.
God bless you, brother.
Right.
And Mr. Jiggs jumped right in with the bathroom humor. That's all.
I just want to know if
brother.
they have special outlets for people in the Mid-South, Derek. That's all.
B-Bear was like 2 fucking sentences, idiot. He's right. He's right.
Anthony, I got an early morning tomorrow, so
oh my
I got to drop off.
John.
Take care, John.
Hey,
see you, John.
Have a good night, everybody.
John. Hey, John. Good to see you, brother.
Yep, you too, Mark.
Yeah, man.
Cheers, brother.
Hey, John.
Hey, Derek. When Whiskey Uncensored gets on here, I'm sure he'll play that clip.
B. Bauer's right. I can't read 2 fucking sentences and make any content.
Yeah. Of course it will. But my point being, I don't think I said nothing too bad, but it is probably record worthy.
Yeah. Thank you, Scott.
God damn! Look at this guy, Scotty. Damn you! Look at you. You won't let it go either. All right, I'm gonna have to straighten up.
Hey, just so you know, once it comes out of your mouth, baby, it don't go away.
I know you, brother.
I'll just
listen. You singing that song every day, Derek. I learn from you every day. I love you, brother.
Yes, baby. It don't go away at all.
Derek, have you ever met Simon? That's all I've got to say.
Oh. Now, if somebody says it 2 more times, he's liable to show up.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's too early.
He'll be at work.
Yeah, it's too early.
Yeah.
He'll be at work.
Yep.
But I had to drive all day today. I'm going to regret saying this shit out loud. But I had to drive all day today from the Mid-South back home.
Oh.
And so I had to go to bed early. So I missed the stream that you guys were talking about earlier. I went to bed somewhere around 9 o'clock Central Time, and I slept until this morning to get up, grab my wife and child, and come home. So.
Yeah, most people will go to bed at night and sleep till the morning. So.
Well,
I do that too. I do that.
I wish I slept through the morning. I go to bed and I wake up, and then I go and then I wake up again.
Unfortunately, special people who have to work through it that don't.
Yeah, Anthony, I go to sleep, wake up, get online, say something stupid, then go back to sleep and wake up the next day wondering, wait, why are they laughing? Why are my text messages saying ha ha ha, LOL, laughing?
Yeah, unfortunately, I was visiting several biker bars, experiencing some live music last night. So, did get to see Jesse James Dupree and Jackal. They were playing at one of the bars we went to. And,
get on here, Scotty. Come on.
Hey, Jack, they do that. Did they bust out the chainsaw?
Yeah, they did chainsaw. Yep,
yeah, that's my jam, dude.
Yeah, man. But Yoda. I've been to several concerts at that place, and it's usually real good. But I don't know who was doing the sound last night, but it was so loud that you cannot hear the lyrics.
Somebody in the free world just texted me, and I have no idea what my phone is.
And not to mention, there was probably 1,000 people over the fire code for the building.
Just stay by the exit. You're good.
Well, that was it. Well, it's in. See, I don't understand why they put.
Absolutely, get on stage here, Scotty. We miss you, brother.
They got an inside stage that holds about
have at least a nightcap with us.
They got an outdoor place where you could put a couple of 1,000 people, but they put the best acts inside. Which makes no sense to me. Because the people come to see the good acts. And when you put them inside, it limits the number of people that can be in there. And then like last night with the sound, like I said, whoever's run that soundboard must have been completely deaf. Because I've never heard it so loud in that place. I mean, it was so loud that the music was just, you couldn't hear lyrics at all, hardly.
So let me ask you, when you say it's too loud, do you ever hear the saying, if it's too loud, you might be just getting too old?
Well, I like loud music. I mean, I'm a loud music guy. That's why I'm partially deaf. I was partially deaf at 19.
I was going to say the same thing, man.
I've got documentation on that.
I'm sorry. I had to do it.
Hey, way to couple it up, brother. Well done. Well done.
But no, I'm a loud music guy. But when it's so loud that you can't understand the lyrics, it's too loud.
I wear earplugs every time my band practices.
I look forward to it, sir.
Yeah.
And every time I play live, I still wear earplugs. Yeah. I've got I have these earplugs that filter out. You can still hear the high frequencies.
Yeah, right.
So there
I
are a few bucks.
Hey, Anthony, here's a question for you. When you're playing, don't the returns? Well,
since we talked about
I'm not a musician.
The monitors,
but those returns coming back at. Okay, you said monitors. Okay, those monitors coming back at you. Aren't they supposed to take your place of your earplugs?
Bless you.
Thank you, sir.
Not if you got the monitors louder than the front of house speakers.
No, I can't respond.
Well, a lot of people nowadays wear the custom fitted, ears, so they don't have to worry about the monitors as much. Because depending on where you're at on stage, you may or may not be able to hear the monitors good.
Oh,
that's a fact. I can vouch for that, man.
Okay, that's fair. That was the part I needed to know. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, if you're in a place where you were in one spot the whole time, you could have a monitor directly in front of you. But if you've got a big stage and you're moving around, it's better to have those in the ear.
That's fair. Yeah. And from those monitors, can you tell if things are out of whack, or do you need a spotter to tell?
Usually, you can hear it.
Okay.
Especially if your guitar's out of tune or if your notes aren't sounding right, you can immediately hear it when it's coming back at you.
So there is no such concept of a spotter, right? Someone out in the audience.
The guy at the soundboard that's running everything,
right?
He should be able to listen and tell when something's not right.
Okay.
And make adjustments or get a message to whoever. Hey, you're
okay,
that's flat or you're sharp or something's off.
Yeah, okay, that sounds logical. Okay, all right.
My drummer in my band is a sound guy. He carries around like an iPad, and he'll walk to every corner of the building while the band is doing a sound check and adjust all the levels and all that.
There you go.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. They got a lot of great technology nowadays, compared to how it was.
And the big thing is if you're playing with your equipment or if you're playing a venue where they have their own equipment.
Yeah, that's the thing too.
Different, yeah. I know.
Too much shit to haul around, man.
Yeah. Well, I've talked to Cheech a couple of times, and I know the first time we ever went and saw them play, they were playing at a venue that had their own stuff, and they were having some sound issues because they, it was the first time they'd ever played there and plugging into their stuff, and it was different than what they were used to using their own stuff.
Yep, man.
When I was in the casino, they had a lot of that stuff where they would walk around with the iPads, so on and so forth. I'd walk around with mine, but I'm measuring sound and then going to the employees. You got to put your hearing protection in. You got to put your hearing protection in, and then they'd shake their head. They'd put it in. The minute I'd leave, they'd pop them out. Hey, on the back of my hard hat, it always said "carry on," because the minute the safety guy turned his back and walked away, I knew whatever I told you was going out the window. So that was my little joke. Carry on. As long as you're playing by the rules there. But the thing about it is when I would run the hearing conservation program and they'd come in and I'd look at their tests from last year to this year, and I'd look at them and I go, now do you understand why I tell you you've got to wear them?
That's right.
Well, I've been doing this for 30 years. And I'd go, what? And I've been doing this for 30 years. And I'd laugh and go, do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. And accumulation is a bitch. Yeah. Because it'll catch up to you. Yeah.
Hey.
So like they were from Good Morning Vietnam.
Oh, yeah. Hey, brother.
Hey, Mark.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when I'm out on the range, there's been a couple times when I've been out on the range, and like when we're in between shooting, I'll take I wear the electronic earmuffs and I'll rotate them up here on top of my head, when I'm just talking to somebody normally.
So let me ask you this, T-Rob. Yeah. When you go to the range and you wear your earmuffs, I have the electronic ones too. Love them. Oh yeah. You got the 14 year. Gee. So you wear the electronic ones. Do you usually have gloves on when you shoot or no?
It depends. Normally we don't.
Correct. I understand about being on duty because you're not always wearing them.
Right.
But at the range, it's probably 60-40, maybe not.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is what from an OSHA guy here telling you, sound travels not only in the air, but through vibration. So not only should you wear gloves, you should also wear ear protection inside and the muffs, because that sound travels through the hand, through the arm, then up to your ear and the bones and your tympanic membrane.
Conductivity.
Bingo. It travels. So you're still damaging it. And I used to have to watch the guys qualify. And so I'm the one that had to tell them, no, you need to do this. Well, we've been wearing these. Okay, you're doing it wrong. While you're here, you do it this way. In the casino, I don't expect you to say, wait a minute, while I put my stuff in before I pull that, and do what I got to do.
You're making me think, man. I got to double up because I was shooting a 44 mag last weekend. I have the same.
We do a lot of shooting from an enclosed tower, so you're getting a lot of reverberation off the interior of the booth. So I wear plugs and muffs when I'm in the tower.
Yeah. I was outside though, so that it's a little better outside, right?
It is, but you still have to wear both. And that's, unless you're in a hearing conservation program or talk about it, no one would ever tell you that because it's not something they even talk about at a range, particularly if you have a range master there. They don't know. And I don't fault them. It's just because they weren't told about how sound works.
Yeah.
And I think the way it moves. I know the muffs that we wear or I think they cut like, it's either 32 or 35 decibels. They're like $300-400 a set.
No shit.
Yeah,
the ones I got, they're like the noise. They have the microphones on the front. They're like noise canceling,
Yeah.
Yep.
But they were only like $50-60.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because we had to go that because we could wear those just around when we're shooting out on the range normally.
T-Rob's came from the government. There's always a market. I just and I look at him.
We got to say it.
The government.
We got to say in the nuclear security, we don't make power, but without us, they can't make power. So
that's true.
Oh, hey, T-Rob, that sounds like somebody should write that down.
You got to make a shirt,
T-Rob.
But you're right. So when you're outside versus inside, yes, there's two differences. However, you're still subject to the same stuff where he has the reverberation because of it bouncing off the different areas. You don't have that, but he does. but still you need to wear both. And like I said, the gloves also help dampen some of the vibration that's going up. So that's why I see a lot of people when they're running the jackhammers and are jacking up the street, they don't have gloves on. Well, why don't you have gloves on? Oh, I don't need them. Yes, you do. Well, they're too hot. Well, this is why.
Hey.
They're wearing hearing protection, but yet they don't have earplugs in.
Right.
So I school them. And then the other problem is this. All of the hearing protection, the muffs, don't have slits in them because we wear glasses. So then guess what? They no longer do because now you have that they're not sealed. So the rating is down the tubes.
Yeah. Well, good thing I have the vision of a fighter pilot, man.
So they don't tell you that, though, whenever you have those things. But somebody like me will tell you, well, this is why it works and this is why it doesn't work. And these are the parameters. But anyway, sorry, that's my safety thing. So I'm done.
You're talking about wearing gloves because when I was using the weed whacker over the weekend, man, my hands were blasted after that, man. Is it beneficial to wear gloves while you're weed whacking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or whacking in general.
Man. Just whacking.
Whacking in general, you should be
Hell
wearing
yeah.
personal problem.
I couldn't hear Anthony. What did he just say?
No, I don't know what he said.
You got to feel the vibration, though, man.
There you go.
I don't know if gloves would help the vibration of the weed whacker.
Vibration, yes, it will. And also, like I said, that vibration travels up through your arm, through your shoulder, and into your ear. So, and if you're exposed,
is your weed whacker gas powered?
No, the one I was using is a electric plug. It plugs in. Like I was using an extension cord, almost tripping over it every 2 feet. I hate that.
Just so you know,
the thing sucks. It works all right, but I hate using that.
I think you should consider battery powered, baby. Once I went from
I had one, man, but it would die every 5 minutes, man. The battery sucked ass.
Oh, then you need another brand.
Yeah, I should. I got that shitty Ryobi or whatever.
Hey, I
don't have that. They're the green people, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I have the orange people.
Yellow and black.
I got the green one just because I like the green.
So years ago, I got tired of buying the cheap weed eater that lasts like 3 or 4 years and then it won't work anymore. So I did some research, and at the time I bought mine, the number one, I was looking at 4-stroke because I don't like mixing gas and oil. I looked at the Honda was the top rated 4-stroke motor, and it was around 425, 450. The number 2 was the Husqvarna.
I was gonna say Husqvarna. As soon as you
the number 2 was Husqvarna. The Husqvarna was 350.
Yeah.
Guess what engine the Husqvarna has?
Honda.
The Honda.
Yep.
So I bought the Husqvarna.
Oh yeah.
And when I got it, they said roll it over. It's Honda. It's a damn Honda. It's the same thing as the number 1, but
and
about $100 cheaper. Yeah.
I can explain that to you, by the way.
Yeah.
I can explain that to you.
Okay.
Tell it to us. Hey, tell us, sir. Tell us, Dark.
Years ago, when I used to live on the road, I used to stay at extended stay hotels.
Mm-hmm.
The Stay Bridge had a 3-star, no matter what the case may be, no matter what location it was, it was just 3 stars. Then there was this other brand, and I forgot the name of it now because it's been so many years ago, it had 4 stars. And I couldn't get a room at the Stay Bridge, so I said, "Whoa, this son of a bitch is cheaper, and it has 4 stars." What I come to realize is that the people that stay at that other hotel, they were accustomed to less, and they loved it more. They didn't have nowhere near the amenities of the Stay Bridge. They had a store that had 5 hours. The ice machine rarely worked. But damn it, they had a damn kitchen in their rooms.
Hey, Scott.
People that stayed there loved Kindle, and it was on. So that's why I realized that you cannot compare ratings to ratings. You have to know who the customers are, because a 4-star over here, that don't quite match up well.
Hey, I tell you that Husqvarna I got, I've had it for 4 years now. I can put gas in it pump that little bulb to feed gas to the carburetor, pull the choke up, pull it one time, put it down, that thing will fire up.
No shit, I'm gonna get me one of them.
You better have some long pants on too.
I have to ask you
that thing will throw shit everywhere.
Tim, help me out because I need to understand this. So at some point or another, when you're going out gassing up that damn motorcycle of yours, you're also carrying a jug to put gas in it to bring back home to gas up all your equipment. Is that what I'm understanding?
I have never done that.
Not on the motorcycle.
No, on my motorcycle.
Okay, fine. Okay, forget the motorcycle part. But at some point, you're going to have to put gas in a canister and bring it back.
I got 5 gallons of gas tonight in my jug and brought home for the lawnmower and the weed eater.
I go to the gas station and get mine if I got it up.
Rechargeable batteries it is. Okay, I'm done.
He has another vehicle, Derek.
Yeah. He's got a truck.
I don't know if you understand where my concern is.
Yeah.
That's extra labor, baby.
Right.
I can plug my battery in the garage, which I have already done because it looks like a jungle in my backyard. If you guys saw
but your snowblower you don't plug in, do you?
Well, see, when I bought mine, all this electric stuff really wasn't that prevalent, you know.
Oh yeah, it was. You were just in South Carolina.
Well, that may be. It still wasn't prevalent.
You were afraid of what your neighbors were going to say to you. You were afraid if you went out there with a battery-powered lawnmower, your neighbors would make you move to Georgia. And so,
that's funny as shit.
No, I do have a gas-powered mower though. I just had to get it fixed. It was in the shop for over a month. Man, I had like 4-foot weeds in my front yard. All the neighbors thought I was like dead or something, man.
Sure they did.
I was like, "Hey, my mower is just broken. I'm still here, man."
You need me in your neighborhood. I would adjust the mentality of your neighborhood. Fuck them people.
There's a house.
I'm sorry. No.
Hey, Shredwick.
Yeah.
I got a neighbor like that.
With the 4-foot weeds.
4-foot weed.
Oh gosh. Oh, Mace.
His name is
Mace. That might be a cousin of mine.
Hey, Shredwick. He's just not coming around saying my mower's broke. He's just a 4-foot weed.
He just doesn't give a shit. Yeah, man.
I got a neighbor that does not have any weeds.
Different types of 4-foot weeds, Mark.
Yeah, there's different kinds of weeds in my neighbor's place. I'll tell you that because I live in Northern California. We got other types of crops going on around here.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, baby.
Yeah,
just maybe.
So I got a neighbor that he doesn't have weeds because he doesn't water his grass, so it's burnt up. And
As long as you're not going next door to mow somebody else's grass.
Yeah, so like my house and the two houses down, we've all got.
I'm all good, thank you, sir.
And then our neighbor over here has got brown grass.
I got a neighbor.
I want that brown grass. Well, unfortunately, I have too many weeds, and weeds don't care about.
That's his problem too. He's got more weeds than grass. So.
Yeah, but my weeds don't care.
This same neighbor I have, his whole house is covered in green from algae from the north. It's covered. The whole house is covered in green from the north. He don't have a weed eater, nor does he have a power washer.
See, State Farm wouldn't allow me to do that. I get a note every so often going, "Hey, that stuff that grows between the houses."
I honestly thought I might go over there and help him out and just do it myself.
Oh, I get a letter through the mail. They don't even have to come by because they can't see. Yeah. But they suspect it because they've been there once. And they
they might be using a drone and flying over.
Yeah, they send a letter going, that stuff that grows up your house.
Don't give him those nightmares too, Rob. Jesus Christ, he's already paranoid as fuck.
My neighbor over here, I came home one day last summer, and I I just happened to look at the corner of his house where his gutter downspout comes down, and I noticed that he had some weeds growing up from the ground that went under the vinyl siding.
Yep.
And they had grown all the way to the top of the vinyl siding and
under the vinyl siding
and come out of the top.
My God,
where the security light and all this, and I'm like, dude, you know, and he's a pastor, and I hate to say anything to him because he's a good guy, but he don't know the first thing about a yard or yard work.
Yeah, so he's a man.
He's waiting for God to take care of it.
He's a man of God.
Right.
You should introduce him to the devil.
Tim, I'm going to give you a line from my people.
Okay.
I'm just gonna put it out here as blunt as possible.
Wait a minute. Did you say the live from your people?
No, a line.
A
line.
Chicago. You said from your people?
Yeah, he's talking the whiskey tube community.
There we go. Thank you.
You're welcome, Derek.
Sure.
Go ahead.
I'm just gonna say, preachers know pimps and pimps know preachers. You need to walk up to that man and say, "Hey, let me holler at you." Okay. There's some problems out here, baby, that you need to take a look at.
This man had a burn pile. This man had a burn pile in his backyard for over 5 years. He had trees growing in the burn pile. So
that's so good.
He finally lit it this year, and it burned up most of the trash, but the trees are still standing. In the burn pile.
And by the way, just so you know, I don't think that's his fault. I think it's you and your neighbor's fault. You're looking at him with your head turned sideways.
Oh my goodness!
I think you might be full of shit.
The man has an irrigation system. He just won't turn it on.
You might be full of shit there, Derek.
I walk up to and look at him and just say, "Hey."
No, fuck that. Fuck that.
Oh, my wife has threatened several times.
I can walk up to him and say, "This is your fucking property line. Take care of it, brother. Take care of it."
Look, that man of God you're speaking to. You want to get smoked in the middle of the night by a lightning bolt? I don't think so.
So doesn't rain come from above?
Yeah, but we don't get a whole lot of rain. It's sandy as hell.
Look, could be praying.
I'm going to tell you this, Anthony. Rain isn't segregated. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. Not
when we do get rain, all that grows over there is weeds. It's not the grass.
Oh my goodness.
But weeds are green.
Yeah, but then they blow into my yard, and then I got to deal with the weeds.
Weeds is resilient.
Now that I can believe, because I think I'm the sole source of weeds in my neighborhood. I got 3 different lawn companies that stay in business solely because of weeds.
Nice shred.
That's his name, man. Jesus.
Hey, and I am the most. I am not a yard guy. If I had my ruthers, I'd pave this whole damn lot and paint it green, so I didn't never have to cut any grass. But
the AstroTurf.
So yeah, exactly.
That's what they do in Southern California.
Yeah,
hey,
but
I think that's what they do.
That's why I told my wife when we retire, I said I want to move to Las Vegas, and she's like, "Why?" I said, "Well, you don't have to pay any state tax, and I don't have to cut any grass because there's no grass out there. She's rake the rocks a couple times a year, you know."
Don't listen to him, T-Rob. Never
Henderson.
Henderson's good. Hey, hey, he's right. He's right. Henderson's great. Henderson's awesome.
Yeah, I'm at the Las Vegas area. Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's all good.
Couldn't do the heat, man. I mean, it's bad enough where I live up here.
Oh man, there's air conditioning. You can deal with it.
No, I know, but
I don't mind
paying
the
like
dry heat.
$400
It's so
a month
humid here. I can walk outside in 30 seconds.
Mace, there's a small problem with that concept, if you don't mind, sir. Unless you refuse to go grocery shopping and you get the kids to do all your grocery shopping, dude, you gotta go outside at some point or another.
It's called Instant Cart. You never have to leave your fucking house.
I like the idea of being able to drive my car and roll the windows down. When I visit my in-laws in Louisiana, I feel like I'm being held hostage because I have to run into the car, turn the air conditioner on full blast, and when I show up at one of the houses, we count to 5. 1, 2, 3. Dial the cell phone. 4, 5, and then we all run out the car and we run to the house. Hopefully, they answer the phone
and open the door.
Unbelievable.
Okay, and slam the door behind us. Dude, I don't know if I want to live like that.
I can't say that I blame you, brother.
That's true. I got a cousin that lives in Dallas, Texas.
Seriously?
Will only go to the grocery store at 7 a.m.
Are you serious?
Anything she
There's a heart
doesn't get
attack.
at 7 a.m., it's not going to happen. Because anytime after that, it's just,
it is hot.
Yeah, no.
But everybody, hold that thought for a moment. We're going to continue this in the back, and I'm going to end the actual stream. So you all just sit right there. And I just wanted to say cheers to everybody. And I don't think I did too much of a bad job for Livewire filling in for him.
Awesome.
I think that I think we did okay until Derek got here. It got a little bumpy.
Yeah,
but you know what? He knew that there is some respectability to Livewire stream. So he dialed it back. That was grateful. And then Scott held off a bit. So, it was perfect. And so we can appreciate that. So now that once we end the stream, I'm sure Scott's going to let loose and Derek's going to let loose, and it's just going to be a shit show. So then that will be in the tradition of Livewire whiskey.
Yeah. So Anthony, let me say this. You did a phenomenal job filling in for Livewire, man.
Absolutely.
Outstanding.
Well,
your streams are always the greatest. Some of us can't stay up that late, but your streams are the great. But tonight you stepped up, filled in for another. That's a part of what people do in this community, and you are to be commended for it. Thank you, brother. Thank you, man.
Excellent job.
Thank you. And I tell you what, I'm grateful that they asked me to do it because I know they're just not throwing it to anybody, But of course, I know, like I said, they just don't have the budget to get the big names to come in and do this. So
Yeah, that's right. There you go. Down. That's fine. You're the second person that they asked, but that's
is that hey Anthony? Is that to say why the audience? You look around these screens, the audience you have is they don't have the budget to get
Hey, I'm not saying, but we can't afford to be on them other streams. We can't afford to be on them other streams. They won't tolerate us. So, cheers, everybody! Thank you for popping on. Thank you for being part of my 2-year celebration too. So appreciate you all. We will see you next week.
2 years, Bourbon Neophyte. 2 years, Bourbon Neophyte.
Cheers, everybody.
That's
cheers.
It.
Cheers, Anthony.
Yes. Mr. Jiggs popped off.